love to hear what Auburn fans think about this, but several people who are covering the search for the offensive coordinator job at Auburn believe Brian Harsin likes familiarity at this point. He wants people he knows. And speaking of Jaden Daniels in Arizona State, they believe that he will go back to Zach Hill, who was his OC with him when he was at Boise State, produced either number 2 or number 1 offense in the Mountain West every year. He was at Arizona State this year, was 3rd in the Pac-12 in yards per play this season at 6.4, but it was a disappointing year. But signs are starting to point that Harsin may go quickly to Zach Hill and sort of reunite the team he had in Boise to get some people that he's comfortable and familiar with around him down at Auburn.
Well, it's a name nobody knows. So this is not, but people knew Mike Bobo's name, right? So it's not necessarily one of those where you've, quote unquote, got to win the press conference, but this is a super important hire for him. You can't get offensive coordinator wrong back to back. You do that 2 straight years, and Harsin's going to be in a deep hole at Auburn.
I think the only the guy who they promoted from an analyst to wide receiver is the only Boise coach who made the move with him, I believe.
Yeah, there's some staff guys, but no on-the-field coaching.
So getting some people back that he's comfortable with can help you as a coach. But also, they owe Mike Bobo $2.6 million. So it becomes a cost thing, too.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, the most important thing for Harsin right now is recruiting.
Yeah. It's not going well.
You obviously got to get that staff intact, but you start bringing guys from the West Coast that really don't know this region, that becomes a little tricky.
A friend of mine was down at the Auburn basketball game last night, and their big concern is keeping some of the stars on the team. And I can't think if Bo is leaving or if Bo is staying. He said on our air he was going to explore his options. To me, the guy you want to keep, that you got to keep to build around next year is Tank Bigsby, right?
You have to keep Tank.
Right.
That is the focal point of that offense. I will say Kobe Hudson's going to be really good.
Yes.
I think he's got superstar potential. Look, the offensive line's got to get better. If Bo's not the guy, if Bo would...
Let's just say Bo transfers.
Okay. Well, got to get quarterback right. I don't know who the guy is.
I think
is he on the roster right now? It's not TJ Finley.
I think at some point you just got to see what D. Davis has, right? I've seen what TJ Finley has.
But the problem with there, Dunaway, is you're not seeing what D. Davis has really until he plays in a game.
That is right.
This Bo transfer talk in our final minute here. I wonder what level of football he ends up. Is there another SEC school that wants Bo? Is there an ACC school? Does he end up in the Sun Belt?
I'll just tell you how the rumor mill works. There are rumors. Troy still has a head coach opening. It looked like they were close to a guy. They have not pulled the trigger. There are big rumors out there that Pat Nix is going to get the Troy job and Bo's going to transfer with him. I think those are just rumors. I had people texting me from the Thompson game last night saying Rich Rodriguez is on the Central Phoenix City sidelines and he's trying to get Pat Nix and try to get Bo Nix to transfer maybe Pat Nix as his offensive coordinator. So
okay, well, here's what
that's the rumor mill.
The 2 things that jumped out with the Bo Nix interview. I'm graduating from Auburn,
that's
so
right.
Basically I've fulfilled my obligations at least as an undergrad. The other thing, I've got to do what it takes to get to the NFL. Going to Jack State again, no disrespect.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Troy.
That or Troy. That's not getting to the NFL.
There are 40 or 50 really good programs he probably could play for next year.
That's right. Something to keep an eye on the next few days. That's our time today. In Atlanta tomorrow. Don't forget the replay starts right back on the app. You can always get us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and on Twitter, where you always watch us live every day. We're back tomorrow from Atlanta at 9 a.m. Central, and then specialty shows Friday night at 4 Central and Saturday morning at 10 a.m., all from Atlanta on the road to the SEC. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Some really good basketball last night. We got a pretty interesting NFL game tonight with the Cowboys needing a win really bad. Saints do too if they're still trying to make the playoffs. Of course, we're heading to Atlanta after the show today to get ready for the big weekend. We'll talk about that in just a second, and a lot of other stuff going on in college football as we get going today. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Rockstar, Forrester, and Lunsford all with you today. You can jump in on the phones, 205-734-0923 in the Pepsi hotline, and over in the Farmfolio chat room where all of you guys are already yelling good morning at us. Good morning back to you guys, and we're looking forward to this big weekend of college football, championship weekend, and on Sunday we'll know the 4 participants that are in there for the college football playoffs. But we'll start with the discussion yesterday that they were unable to come to a consensus on the college football playoff expansion. But as they leave the meeting in Dallas, all the major commissioners and Swarbrick on a call, they all agreed that we're going to expand. They just couldn't come up on how we were expanding and some other obstacles standing in the way. We're going to expand, but it's still how much, how we're going to do it, who's going to broadcast it, and when are we going to do it?
Yeah, I don't know about who's broadcasting it. I think you can get the network heads together and probably figure that out. I mean, there's enough money to go around. You can just see by the contracts that are being given out to these head coaches right now. I'm kind of conditioned now that it's going to be 12. I don't know about you guys, but I think the 3 of us could sit down and over a 2-hour lunch, we probably could figure out a good way to do this.
Yeah,
doesn't
I think
seem that
so.
complicated.
No, I'm with you. I do think networks, though, that's the big issue. And I've said that all along. I just don't think because it is viewed that ESPN and the SEC are so intrinsically tied to one another, that they are in bed together, that the Pac-12 and the Big Ten and the Big 12, what remains of them, they don't want to just hand it all over to ESPN, I don't think. I think the Big Ten especially wants to see Fox in this game.
I believe the Big 12 would sign up for anything right now that included them getting an automatic bid.
Probably.
I mean, I look at Bob Bowlesby's comments leaving the room yesterday, and he said, quote, "I thought there was a chance we'd get to the end today. We didn't, and there were good and appropriate reasons why we didn't." But he was wanting it to get to the end yesterday because the discussion right now for him is everyone is keeping the Big 12 at the main table, the big table. And he likes that. If we can go ahead and get that in writing and sign that, I'll sign that today. It's almost like, I'll sign my house. I'll sell my house to you. If you don't want an inspection, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Don't come inspect my conference. Give me the same thing the SEC and everyone else is getting. I'm all in on that. Bowlesby would sign up for a 16-team playoff right now.
Well, you look at it, how many Big 12 teams have we had make the college football playoff?
Oklahoma?
Yeah, Oklahoma. That's
Yep.
it. And it's not every year. So now if you're guaranteed a seat every year, if you've got an automatic qualifier, whoever wins that Big 12 conference.
I'd say step up for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think we'll ever see. I mean, maybe one day we'll see 2 out of the Big 12 if we have 12.
And I get the feeling the ACC guy in his heart of hearts is like, Clemson's really the only team in our conference that ever makes it, and they're there if they have any kind of good year. So I really don't care what we do. I mean, chances are it'll get us another team more often than not. So I'm good with it. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. So the holdback to me is how they're dealing with the bowls and eventually killing off a lot of bowls.
Well, that's
the television contracts, and that's where all of it comes in. I think that's going to be the biggest obstacle.
Well, I think bowls and television contracts, Jim, the place they meet is at the Big Ten because of the Rose Bowl. How you manage the Rose Bowl in this whole thing is big for the Rose Bowl, and it's big for the Big Ten. How do they fit into this puzzle? What is their place in this expanded? Does it give them a lesser game? Do they get roughly the teams they want most of the time? How does this affect the Rose Bowl? And the Big Ten cares a whole lot about that.
It's amazing the Rose Bowl still has as much control as it does. I think we all appreciate the Rose Bowl. It's by far, outside of the college football playoff, the most intriguing game year in and year out. But how they still have this type of power.
But I'd have no problem if they said, hey, we're going to do this rotation of games between the New Year's 6 bowl games, but the Rose Bowl will always have a semifinal game. Or if they want it, they'll always have an earlier round game that matched the Big Ten and Pac-12 champion. I'd be okay with either one of those scenarios just for us to move forward. If the Rose Bowl
placate
needs
to the Rose
that,
Bowl.
yes.
I get it. And I don't know why they'd have a problem with that.
Well, I don't think they would. But so here's the issue with that then is the second playoff game has to be that primetime game. So you got to convince the Sugar Bowl to come off that. And I guess you could do that. I mean, Sugar Bowl, you're going to be primetime the years you don't have the championship. So it's going to be Rose, and then if the Fiesta's got the other semifinal game, they're in. They're primetime. If the Cotton's got the other side, they're primetime.
Yeah. Nobody hate being primetime. You just go after the Rose Bowl.
I wouldn't think so, but without sitting down and doing the math, it seems like if I'm the Sugar, there's no way. If I'm the Sugar Cotton Fiesta, I'm getting a semifinal game fewer times now, or I'm having to wait longer to get my semifinal game.
Yep.
So I'm getting penalized because of the Rose Bowl.
Or maybe not. Maybe they're what cranks their tractor is we'll take a quarterfinal game, but every year make it the Big Ten and the Pac-12 champion.
The
Rose
Rose?
Bowl. Yeah. And that goes back to their tradition. Maybe that's what. All this is saying there's a lot of things, a lot of politics going on, but we're not to the point yet. But Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner, and the others left yesterday with the sense that we are expanding, but it keeps looking like 2024 is when we're going to expand. We're going to play 2 more full seasons after we're through with this playoff with the 4 setup that we have right now. And that's hard for me to swallow that we're really going to do that we're going to maybe get to the expanded SEC before we get to the expanded playoff.
Man, I'm good with it, though. Think about it like this. I mean, since 2014, when we've had 4 teams, before that, how many years did we go where we had 2 teams?
A lot.
A long
So
time.
we finally got that expansion. I love the 14 playoff. Look, I'm all about more, whether it's 8 or 12. Hopefully it'll be 12. But I can wait a couple more years.
Yeah, no problem. But there is a good chance, to your point, that maybe we don't need more sometimes. On Sunday afternoon, if Georgia beats Alabama, like some people think Georgia is going to beat Alabama, I would be very comfortable just Georgia and Michigan playing for the national championship at that point.
I don't even know if there's any intrigue. If Georgia completely trounces Alabama going into the playoff, we talked about what the numbers would be if it's Georgia, Cincinnati, if it's Georgia, Oklahoma State. I mean, they're going to be 17-plus point favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing seems like it's over if Georgia completely skull drags Alabama.
I don't disagree with you at all on that one. And in an expanded playoff this year, and this is not meant as a shot. I think you guys know how I felt about Ole Miss this year. I like this team, but Ole Miss is easily an expanded playoff. And I think you got to step back and look at the question: can we settle the national championship without Ole Miss being involved? Absolutely, we can. Yep. So it's not as if this expanded playoff is helping us settle the national championship. It's not. It's just giving us more meaningful football games.
But it's an opportunity for the best team in the country to get tripped up, like we see every year in baseball, like we see every year in the NBA. Well, not as much in the NBA, but like we see every year in the NHL, in the NFL. The best team in the regular season, the perceived best team, doesn't always win the championship, and we will eventually get to that in college football too. Dirty Def says, I'm okay if it's not until 2030. I'm an anti-12 team. I enjoyed this format.
I think a lot of people are there.
Well, I think there were a lot of anti going to 4. And
There
then
were,
once we
yeah.
went to 4, they were like, you know what? I kind of like this new setup.
Well, I think going to 4, and I was one of these people, going to 4, what I feared was it would diminish the regular season. In other words, a loss would not be as penalizing because you could still get in, even if it's an in-conference loss.
And that's happened.
Well, it has happened. And I wanted those things to hurt as much as they could because that gives you the excitement of college football. I was wrong about that. We've had some of the most exciting college football years we've ever had with a 14 playoff.
Well,
so it has not diminished the regular season at all.
Think about how exciting that semifinal day is. It's one of the best days of sports.
It is.
Even though we've had crap semifinal games typically, you're still really excited about that day going into it.
Yeah, looking forward to whatever happens, but we've got big games to play this weekend, starting tomorrow night with a Pac-12 championship and also the Conference USA Championship, and then all the games on Saturday that will decide the playoff field. Part of our show today being brought to you by the great folks at Wayne's, headquartered right here in Birmingham since 1973. They're the exclusive provider of pest prevention and everything else they offer for the next round. That means everybody on the show is a Wayne's customer. We trust them, and you should too. Right now, you get $60 off that EnviroPest service, your initial one, if you use the promo code TNR. That's for the next round. Just call 866-WAYNES-1, 866-WAYNES-1. From Tuscaloosa to Nashville, new viewer yesterday who found us in Knoxville. Thank you. You can be a Wayne's customer in Knoxville all the way down to Auburn. Over 100,000 families and businesses across SEC country rely on Wayne's when it comes to residential and commercial termite protection, pest prevention, mosquito control, and lawn care services. Sign up with Wayne's today and use the promo code TNR 866-WAYNES1, 866-WAYNES1. Later today, we have a Kirby Smart News Conference around 12:30 Central Time via Zoom, as the SEC coaches will talk today. This used to be a luncheon we would do on Friday. The Zoom call happening today in place of that. And we'll carry a little bit of Kirby a little bit later on at 12:30 today. The big talking point going into the weekend, and as I was setting up the morning rounds, the top reads of the morning at nextroundlive.com, there was a developing theme with columnists around college football, from Connor O'Gara at Saturday Down South all the way to Ryan McGee at ESPN.com. And it's this: if not now, then when for Kirby Smart? and that is the theme going into the weekend. If not now, then when? If you're not going to beat Nick Saban, then when are you going to beat him? If you're not going to win the national championship, when are you going to win it? If not now, then when for Kirby Smart?
Well, you think about great coaches out there and how many have won multiple national championships. It's hard to grab one of these things. And Kirby had his fingers around the trophy back in 2017. And, talking to a Georgia fan last night, they feel really good about this game. They feel good about the game Saturday. They feel good about moving forward. And you brought up the point a couple of days ago, if somehow Kirby was to lose this game Saturday and then lose again in a rematch in the national championship, he would never recover. But I agree. It's Georgia, everyone else. We had a lot more parity going into the playoff last year. We didn't know, Clemson looked so good in the ACC championship against Notre Dame, so you were like, wow, Clemson's bounced back. Ohio State is now playing their best football with Trey Sermon running the football. And this Justin Fields, pretty good quarterback. Alabama was playing at an elite level.
And they scalded both those teams, Notre Dame and Ohio State.
But going into that playoff, you were like, there's three teams that could probably win this thing. And now going into this playoff, again, the perception changes if Alabama beats Georgia on Saturday. If they don't, though, it's Georgia and everyone else. So I agree with that thought.
Yeah, if Alabama beats Georgia on Saturday, which seems to be a growing long shot, then it'll be like, oh, there's three teams that can win this thing, because Michigan is growing in credibility right now. But I'm with you. If Georgia wins this and they win it double digits, or if they win it by double digits plus, then it's going to be Georgia. And the only way this doesn't go Kirby's way is if he somehow fumbles it down the stretch.
But keep in mind, and this is the way college football works, keep in mind, if I just rewind a week ago, and 2 weeks ago, from this very moment right now, some of these same columnists you're talking about and some of the same people in this room were saying, boy, the way this Ohio State team is playing, it might not just be Georgia. The way look at C.J. Stroud and that Ohio State team. They are clicking right now.
No, in 60 minutes, it flipped from Ohio State to Michigan. And now that you're talking about Michigan, my only thing about Michigan, this might not be fair, is Jim Harbaugh's already won one big game this year against Ohio State last week. He will have to win another big game Saturday night against Iowa.
Yep.
And then he's going to have to win two more. And I just don't see, going from not ever winning a big game to winning four consecutive big games.
But my point in saying that is the one thing the vast majority of college football teams are not is consistent. Now, Georgia has been this year, so I'll give them credit for that. And their challenge now is to be that for three more games, right? Alabama has been anything but consistent. Michigan has been anything but consistent. Cincinnati really has been anything but consistent. You look at the rest of that top four. So that's my point is you can take a snapshot of any week of college football. And when you think you got this thing figured out, you normally get a curveball. And it looks like we got it figured out with Georgia. Is there a curveball?
It's a complete curveball season. And by this logic,
well, there you go.
We have, over the last decade, it is transformed from defense wins championships to offense dominates college football. And if Alabama loses Saturday, it's going to be four defensive teams in this thing. It's going to be Georgia.
Crazy.
It's going to be Michigan. It's going to be Cincinnati. It's going to be Oklahoma State. Yeah. So you're not getting the fireworks that we have gotten 2020 Alabama, 2019 2019 LSU, 2018 Clemson. It's really strange.
Looking forward to the weekend. We're looking forward to heading over to Atlanta. And again, tomorrow we'll broadcast live from Twin Peaks in Atlanta right here, normal time for the show from Atlanta. Plus, a bonus show tomorrow night, 4 to 6 Central, 5 to 7 Eastern, over at Twin Peaks in Atlanta, Georgia, as we get ready for the SEC Championship with our SEC Road shows. That is happening tomorrow, and of course 10 a.m. to 12 noon Central Time on Saturday morning for our show as well. The kickoff's at 3 o'clock over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Ashley, one of our great female listeners, checking in this morning early. I agree with this. Last time Georgia had this much swagger going into a Bama game, they were wearing black, and that Alabama team rolled them in Athens.
The line is not the same, but if you just want to go Alabama-Georgia games, the narrative feels a little similar to 2015 in Athens. You guys remember that one? Now, the line's not the same. That was I think that actually
Well,
Alabama.
It started Alabama 1. It flipped to Georgia 1. And then, there's a debate on where that number ended up.
Yeah, some people say Alabama went off as the favorite. Some say Georgia. But my point is just the narrative. It felt like that Alabama team, a lot of people were giving them up for dead. They lost to Ole Miss at home. They looked awful in doing it. Nobody really believed in Jake Coker as a quarterback, I don't think. And everybody thought, well, here's the passing of the torch to Georgia in the conference. And all of a sudden, one game's all it took.
Yep.
Alabama went over there and whipped them. And you're like, okay, well, maybe Alabama's not dead. And they won the national championship.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on Saturday. A lot more conversation about that. Reese Davis is the host of College Game Day, longtime friend. He will be with us in our next segment to kick off the show. So Reese is just a few minutes away with us here on the next round, part of our show being brought to you, as always, by the great folks at Mortgage Right.
Hey, the holidays approaching. You might be wondering how you can make some extra money. Well, our friends at Mortgage Right, they have got a great solution for you. If your home's equity is the size of Santa's waist belt, then Mortgage Right can help you turn that equity into cash in your pocket with a cash out refinance. Reach out today for a free home health check to see if a cash out refi is right for you. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender. Go online, mortgageright.com/TNR today.
We talked about Jabari Smith being the freshman of the week in the SEC, dominant last night for number 21 Auburn. 20-7, 85-68. Auburn beat a really good UCF team down at Auburn Arena. UAB, Andy Kennedy's team, down 13 at one point, double digits. They come back to win comfortably over East Tennessee State, 70-56. KJ Buffin had a double-double, 16 rebounds in that one. That was big. Looks like Marcus Freeman's going to be introduced, and we'll talk to Reese about this, as the new head coach at Notre Dame today. 35 years old. He's keeping Tommy Reese, the youngest Power 5 OC in America, a youth movement in South Bend. Initial reaction before we talk to Reese about that.
Well, again, I think Jack Swarbrick was in a corner. We talked about it yesterday. I think this might be a little knee-jerk, but if you didn't have a guy that you believed you could go out and was going to be the next big coach at Notre Dame, I guess you roll the dice in this situation. My point yesterday was Marcus Freeman, stay here, be the interim guy. Let's just get us through. We might get into a playoff situation. If he ended up bolting for LSU and you can't find your guy, if you go back to Freeman, you're still going to get him. So I don't know why you made this hire unless you were 100% all in on Marcus Freeman to begin with.
It's got the feel, and I'm not saying this is the case. I'm just saying from a distance, it's got the feel of, look, I don't want to lose these guys. I'm going to convince Marcus Freeman to be the head coach. Tommy Reese is going to be kind of my co-head coach, Marcus. Now, look, we're giving you a job. You're 35. You're about to be the Notre Dame coach. We're going to kind of make Tommy our offensive head coach. You be our defensive. You'll have the title, but we really need to keep Tommy, too. So we're going to give him a ton of money, a title. We're going to make him feel like he's basically our offensive head coach. I don't know if that's a system that works. And, again, it's just got the feel of that. It happens so quickly.
And then there was the fact that you didn't want Brian Kelly to walk out of the chicken house and take the chickens with him, too.
Yeah, I mean, people are comparing it to when Saban took the LSU job from Michigan State, sent the plane back, and I think Adam Gase was the only guy that got on the plane.
Yep. And he was
like a GA.
Yeah.
So he gets on the plane and flies back.
Adam, where is everybody? It's just me, Coach.
I am everybody.
I can only assume.
We even lost one pilot. I had the co-pilot.
That Brian Kelly would be difficult to work for, but at the same time, I agree with you. Swarbrick, it was middle finger. It was like, you're not taking all mine with you.
Yeah. And the players really wanted these guys. Apparently.
They did. It was popular among the players.
I mean, I'm sure there were a lot of GIFs rolling out there, people walking down, putting the jersey on the Rudy moment.
But you can't
give my jersey to Marcus. My jersey to Marcus.
The last thing you do when you lose a coach, you cannot make these decisions based on your current players. That's a bad idea to do that.
Marcus Freeman, though, the new head coach, according to reports at Notre Dame, and we look forward to talking to Reese Davis about that and championship weekend. Game day will be in Atlanta, Georgia, coming up this weekend. Reese and his crew will be there to set the stage in Atlanta for championship weekend. We'll talk to him. Brownie will tell you right now about the great Tom Beckby.
In 2015, Tom Beckby was looking for some great-looking outdoor clothing, could not find it that is good for the field, good for the city, so he made his own jacket. And it went from there to a great-looking, time-tested, rugged material outdoor clothing line that looks great in the city as well. You can see it for yourself at the Tom Beckby store in Mountain Brook Village, or go online, tombeckby.com. That's BECKBE, tombeckby.com, or the Tom Beckby store in Mountain Brook Village.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway. Follow The Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
It's that time of year again. Don't miss Bromberg's store-wide pre-Christmas sale. Get 20% off throughout the store on diamonds and gemstones, designer jewelry, fine timepieces, fabulous giftware, and more. Find gifts from Bromberg's increased inventory of beautiful, timeless jewelry she will adore for a lifetime. And get 20% off during Bromberg's pre-Christmas sale Wednesday, December 1st and Thursday, December 2nd at Mountain Brook and the Summit. Make Christmas wishes come true with a silver Bromberg's box under the tree. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them The Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Fall weather is the best time to be on the golf course, and Jerry Pate's design at Timberline will not disappoint. The course is in fantastic condition, and if you don't have time for a round of golf, come use Timberline's TrackMan driving range. You can practice, play games, and play virtual golf all on the practice tee. Come enjoy your day on one of Alabama's top 10 courses you can play. It's Timberline Golf Club. Timberline is easy to get to just off I-65 at exit 228. Book tee times online at TimberlineGC.com. Tee it up at Timberline.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round. I'm absolutely loving my Alfa Romeo Stelvio that I've been in for months now, and right now you can get up to $3,500 bonus cash plus 1.9% financing for 72 months on the all-new 2021 Alfa Romeo Giulias and the Stelvios at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. Come experience the passion and performance of Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo USA of Birmingham.com, 1837 Grants Mill Road, exit 27, right off of I-459.
Boy Frank 79629, stand by.
In school, I thought I might want to be a lawyer or a therapist. Mom always said I could talk to anyone, but being cooped up in an office all day didn't really appeal to me. And then I found a job working as a deputy in Shelby County. Now I spend my days helping people, sometimes on the worst days of their life. Nearly always, they just want someone to listen. And I've always been good at that. Plus, it pays great. Plenty of time off, great benefits, and each day is a new challenge, and I never stop talking. Or smiling.
If a flexible work schedule, a take-home card, paid vacations, a gym at work, and $51,000 plus a year to start sounds good to you, maybe you should think about a career as a deputy in Shelby County, Alabama. Change your life. Change your world. Look us up on Indeed.com and on Insta.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant Bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Iron Mountain Construction is an industrial services company with over 500 people available for your situation and needs. They are committed to safely supporting the operations of your facility through their execution of quality-driven maintenance services and on-time, on-budget small capital construction work. And they offer support with plumbers, pipe fitters, millwrights, iron workers, laborers, operators, and more. Call the office of Iron Mountain Construction, 205-781-1170 for Jeremy Purvis and Iron Mountain Construction.
Being a boot fanatic, I have found the perfect place to shop for the greatest selection of boots with brands like Lucchese, Ariat, Dan Post, Twisted X, Justin, and more. Hey, Tom Luganville here, telling you Jack's Western and Outdoor Wear in Coleman is the place to go. Western boots, fashion boots, and work boots. Jack's has them all. Plus, a great selection of apparel and boots for the entire family. Jack's Western and Outdoor Wear is a one-stop shop for all your holiday gift-giving needs. Jack's Western and Outdoor Wear, I-65, exit 304. Just look for the Big Red Building and follow Jack's on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey, Vulcan here. A century of reaching for the stars has taught me a lot. For one, your arm gets really stiff, but it is cast iron. For two, the stars not only fell on Alabama, they opened a First Bank branch in Homewood with local banking stars and community banking with a 5-star rating. Big banks? First Bank outshines them hands down. Hands down. That would be a relief.
First Bank, now open at 404 Hollywood Boulevard. Member FDIC.
It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play over 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. The Birmingham Racecourse Casino 7 days of giveaways is going on right now. We're giving away $100,000. That's right, $100,000 will be given away at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
And we are live from Twin Peaks in Buckhead, Atlanta, SEC Championship weekend again. Sorry for the slight delay as we get things rolling here. We'll give you that little overtime, a little extra time at the end of the show. And then we're back with you live this evening as we get ready for the big game tomorrow. I promise you, last night when we walked into a place called the Red Door Tavern sometime early on a Friday morning, I knew this show would not start on time. It just felt like one of those nights we were going to be in the ATL and somehow, some way, one of us would be a little bit late. Turns out it was the internet connection that was a little late today.
Was it at the Red Door?
I don't know, but what a fun night last night out with you guys here in Atlanta, Georgia, and looking forward to the rest of the weekend. Hope everyone else is too, as we get ready to decide the 4 teams for the college football playoff. Let's just start with the scene over here in Atlanta, Georgia. Beautiful weather day. It's going to be highs in the 70s. No rain in the forecast over here today. Everyone will be joining, the Fan Fest down around Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and they'll start their tailgating and everything. The media comes to town, and they'll start picking up their credentials in a few minutes. We'll open the doors here at Twin Peaks at the top of the hour. So we've got all of that happening, and there's festivities like the one here at Twin Peaks in Buckhead going around the entire city of Atlanta. And a lot of Georgia fans and Alabama fans are invading the area as well. And I tweeted this last night. I'll just start with just the sense of the Georgia fans. I'm down in the lobby waiting to Uber over to meet everyone for dinner last night. And a Georgia guy comes rolling in to check in, and he says, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. I have a reservation. Lady's going through and says, oh, where you in from? He goes, Athens, Georgia, home of the Dogs. But I'm here for business. But so are the Dogs. Very confident Georgia fans everywhere we go around town last night, whether it was dinner or drinks afterwards. Georgia already thinking about what the playoffs are going to be like with them in it, and they think they'll go there with a 13-0 record.
Very cheesy too. Did he have a dog collar on last night?
He did not.
Did he bark at the lady?
He was a businessman.
Because I've seen adult Georgia fans bark like dogs, and that is always kind of a weird thing to me.
So this shows you I was asleep early last night because I got a text at like 1:20 from a buddy, and he said that he saw last night, since the playoffs started, Power 5 conference champions, our championship favorites of 4 or more, are 23-1 straight up.
Yeah, it's a power game, isn't it?
Apparently so. I mean, that's amazing when you think about it.
That really is. So say that again. A favorite of 4 or more.
Since playoffs started in 2014, Power 5 conference championship favorites of 4 or more points are 23-1 straight up.
Who's the one? Do you remember?
I don't. I mean, we probably could figure it out.
Probably could. I mean, again, I don't remember like a super massive upset.
Well, I do. So Michigan State beat Ohio State, right, to get to the playoffs in 15.
Well, they beat them in the regular season. They're in the same division.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I don't even know who they beat in that championship game to get to the playoffs. That's pretty incredible.
No, they beat Iowa. It was close to a pick.
That's a pretty incredible record, and it's a record that tells you. I mean, if you believe in those things, if you believe there's a reason it's 24-1. You see kind of the uphill battle Alabama has in front of them in this game.
Yeah, and I brought it up. Dogs are 4-24 outright in SEC championship games, and it's just amazing that we're having the conversation that it seems like Alabama doesn't have a path to victory. We're talking about the number 3 team in the nation, a team that's the reigning, defending national champions. They're sitting at 11-1, and nobody is giving them a shot.
So we'll give you a little bit of the pageantry and color of the SEC championship on the eve of the game as we move throughout the day here. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, rock star Scott Forrester, and John Lunsford back there in our Birmingham studio, back on top of Blue Lake Center there. Go by or come by here and see us at Twin Peaks and Buckhead when we open the door at the top of the hour here and we start filling up this place to get ready for a little football here this weekend. Bromberg starts us off with what we saw last night in the developing news overnight. So Brombergs, tell us about them, LT, and then we'll get into what we saw last night on the NFL field and some big developing news in college this morning.
Yes, Dunaway, the holiday season is here, and if you're thinking about popping the question, you need to go see the Diamond Specialist. That is our friends at Bromberg's, family-owned and operated since 1836. Bromberg's has established that solid reputation as a fine purveyor of quality diamonds as well as jewelry, timepieces, and gifts. Go by, see them, 2 locations, Mountain Brook and the Summit. You can also shop online today. Go to Brombergs.com.
All right, so we start with the college news. Troy, down the road, ends up hiring John Sumrall, the co-defensive coordinator at Kentucky, a guy who's familiar with Troy. He was there with Neil Brown back in the day.
Yeah, it's an interesting hire. Clearly, I think when you look at some of the names they were down to, they were looking for people that had some sort of connection to Troy, some sort of familiarity. Charles Kelly's name got mentioned, the Alabama assistant coach that had been at Troy years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Matt Moore's name got mentioned, who is an assistant coach with Neil Brown at West Virginia. He was at Troy with Neil. Prior to that, at Hoover with Rush Probst. Even though I don't guess he's got a specific Troy connection, there was this rumor that Bo and Pat Nix were going to go as a package deal. So you've got all those things that are out there, but everybody, Jim, that was mentioned, including the actual hire, seemed to have some sort of Troy connection. So it was obvious that was one of the major things they were looking for.
Not just Troy connections, but back to when Troy was, really good under Neil Brown. So they wanted to get back away from what it was under Chip Lindsey, where it had fallen off a little bit over the last few years. They wanted to make sure they were trying to dial back into recent success at Troy. So that's one coaching news. A little bit of a surprise yesterday. And into the morning, Virginia's Bronco Mendenhall walking away from his job after 6 years there in Charlottesville, Virginia, 36-38 in 6 years at age 55. He says this is not retirement. He wants to step back away from football for a year to, quote, become a better person and a better coach.
He needs to become a better defensive coach. I mean, that defense was awful this year. I had one of the more versatile, dynamic quarterbacks in Brennan Armstrong when he was healthy. And I always thought it was strange, and I think we've talked about this before, when Bronco left BYU was such a better football job than Virginia. And look, I understand Virginia's in a conference, and I think he did a pretty good job at Virginia, going 36-38 overall. But do you guys agree? BYU, much better job?
Yeah, it was a weird move. Yeah. And I think if you look at where the two programs are now, BYU is in a better spot than Virginia. So it was a weird move at the time. And it remains a weird move. And I don't know about you guys. I mean, I think this. Here at Penn State, if you're that level guy, I think it's a pretty good job.
I think this will blow you guys away. Reading here, in 17 years as a head coach, Mendenhall, 135-81. He is 8th among current FBS head coaches in winning percentage.
Wow.
That is surprising. He's 8th?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's won over 62% of his games.
Yeah, that was a weird statement, though, what you just said there.
Yeah. But wanting to step away was all his doing. There was no rumor of him being fired or anything at Virginia. He's walking away to be a better person, better coach. That usually tells me there's something in his personal life that's going on, whether it's health related to somebody in his family or something else, maybe in the mental or physical side of life.
There's almost always another story there. Yeah.
Something a little bit deeper. So our thoughts with Bronco Mendenhall, who seems like a terrific guy who's walking away from the Virginia job. We'll look back to what was a special night in the NFL last night, brought to you by our friends at Michelson right here. It was really big for another Alabama player who continues to do what he does.
969-8100. You need to write that number down. The gift of sight this holiday season. If you've been dealing with the contacts or eyeglasses for years, wasting that money like I did, at least make the call. Schedule the hassle-free consultation. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. 969-8100. I have 2015 vision, better than 2020. Call today. Michelson Laser Vision. Dr. Mark Michelson, a true pioneer in the business. 969-8100 or online, michelsonlaservision.com.
I think it's more than 12 NFL teams, but last night Trayvon Diggs did it again. He got another interception. I think it's 9 on the season. Taysom Hill threw 4 of them last night.
Who didn't get one, Dunaway?
He was handing them out last night. Cowboys beat the Saints, and you can debate long and hard on whether or not you think Mel Tucker got overpaid at Michigan State. There's no debating Taysom Hill is overpaid at New Orleans for what he gave up last night.
I think he might be one of the most overpaid sports figures. Is that fair out there? At least in my opinion. I mean, watching him, you're paying him not starting quarterback money, but really, really good money. And for him to go out there last night and throw 3 picks in a span of 6.5 minutes in that fourth quarter, and just awful decisions.
Yeah, they really were. I mean, Bobby Bonilla is still getting paid by the Mets, so I guess that would have to go in this discussion, right?
But at least, Brown, that brings some kind of good feeling and humor to the sports world every year when we talk about Bobby Bonilla getting a paycheck from the New York Mets. I don't know how it makes the Mets feel, but it makes the rest of us feel really, really good every year. Hey, you know, Bobby Bonilla got $212,000 or however much money it is every year when he cashes that check from the New York Mets. That's almost a feel-good story now. We always laugh about that. There's nothing feel-good about Taysom Hill.
There really
right
isn't.
now.
It's incredible.
You think about where the Saints are now. So to lose 5 consecutive games, first time since 2005, going back last year, the way they lost to your Bucks in the playoffs on that fumble with Jared Cook, they had all the momentum. The year before, they lose on that pass interference to the Vikings. The year before, pass interference to the Rams. Year before, Stephon Diggs walk-off. And Sean Payton's done a really good job, and he's viewed as one of the elite coaches in football, but he's got that one championship, and the Saints were so close, and it looks like it is completely going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, so that was last night in the NFL, 27-17 Cowboys over the Saints, and we get a big full slate coming up Sunday. But college football is the story here in Atlanta, Georgia, as we get ready. We get 2 championship games tonight, too, that everybody here, the college football world, coming to Atlanta to watch Georgia and Alabama, but everyone will be keeping an eye on a couple of more championships going on tonight. The Conference USA Championship, 6 o'clock on the CBS Sports Network, 6 Central, when you get Western Kentucky and UTSA. And then the Pac-12 Championship tonight on ABC. This is where Fowler and Herbstreit is, right?
Yeah, that's surprising. Fowler and Herbstreit. The Pac-12 Championship was a meaningless game. I mean, it's meaningful, I guess, to Utah and Oregon in the Pac-12, but in the grand scheme of things, pretty meaningless.
Yeah, Oregon and Utah, 7 o'clock on ABC. And then Herbstreit will come here to Atlanta for College Game Day. And if you want to be part of College Game Day, as Reese Davis told us on the show yesterday, you can join them over at the Fan Fest outside of Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the World Congress Center. And that's where Game Day will be located inside, a rare inside show on the road for College Game Day. That's where they'll be. And you can be part of that big crowd inside the Fan Fest over here in Atlanta, part of the SEC Championship weekend here in Atlanta, Georgia. The commissioner was asked yesterday about maybe moving this game to Dallas on some years, since the conference is spreading out. And he was, non-committal on ever moving it. But he says there's a long-term contract in place. Atlanta is an important city. The ownership group of the Falcons are great hosts. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, great host. The Falcons ownership group owns that. And he basically made it sound like Atlanta is very important to the SEC, even as they move west. And he made it sound like there would be no move in the foreseeable future of this game out of Atlanta, Georgia, to bounce it around to other cities.
I don't think you'll ever see it. I think this, as long as Atlanta continues to keep their facilities updated, which I don't know anybody that's been more aggressive than that. They had a pretty good stadium in the Georgia Dome. They tore down for this one. As long as they do that, I don't see it ever move.
I don't know why it would.
I don't either.
2 years in Birmingham, 26 years here. I think I've been to probably 22, 23 of these games. It feels right here.
It does.
It's done right here.
Yep.
And I do believe there is something about in the league, you have that saying on the road to Atlanta, on the road to Atlanta. It's sort of a destination. You know, you don't have to think about it in preseason camp. You can print T-shirts, whether you're in, Como or Columbia, South Carolina, or when they come to the league, Austin and Norman. It's not a road to the SEC championship. You can do T-shirts that say, road to Atlanta, workout shirts that all about getting to the ATL. Anything you want to do, the destination is Atlanta and the SEC. And truthfully, I hope we make Nashville that location in basketball too. I'd love to see that the SEC tournament just stay in Nashville, not bouncing around, occasionally into Tampa or Kansas City, where it's just a bad fit. Just leave it in Nashville. We'll do the road to Nashville, the road to Hoover in baseball, and the road to Atlanta, and that's comfortable for me, and I think that's good for these tournaments. But that was Greg Sankey when he was doing the state of the conference yesterday in the SEC news conference over here. Off and rolling. You can be a part of the show as always. 205-734-0923 in the Pepsi hotline. 205-734-0923. Wimp will join us when we come back. He's got his 2 picks for us real quick, and then we'll bounce around to everything else going on in the college football world with us as we're live from Twin Peaks, Buckhead, Atlanta. Part of the show being brought to you by the great folks at the University of Montevallo. They sent out the 2022 Montevallo Sports Hall of Fame inductees this morning officially, and I want to say what a humbling honor it is. Thank you so much for including me in that class. Very proud alum of the University of Montevallo. Very proud that they have been part of our startup operation here with the next round since the beginning. They were with us at our previous job. They came here with us. Thank you to everything Montevallo has done for me in my life and for including me in that honor. If you would like to find a place that you can always call home for your son or daughter, make it the University of Montevallo, montevallo.edu, montevallo.edu. Schedule an in-person tour right now. I promise you, you will not regret it. More of the next round coming up. Stay with us.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
There's nothing I like more than a unique, delicious meal, and that's what you get at Champy's world-famous fried chicken right on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Those great full fried chicken plates, the tenders, the po' boys, but I love the Southern staple chicken on a stick. It's perfect for a tailgate or watching the big game. And then the authentic Mississippi Delta recipe, homemade tamales, the best I've ever tasted. See the whole menu or order online at champyschicken.com. For Blues, Brews, and Bird, it's Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, Alabaster.
Think about this scenario for one moment. You wake up, step on the floor, and you feel water under your feet. You got a leak, you got a problem, I've got the answer. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. Dry Tech Water Restoration. They respond quickly and reply within 20 minutes when you call 205-637-0143. They've got crews ready to go at all times 24/7, and they work for the customer. It's always the number one priority. Your first call isn't the insurance company. It's Dry Tech Water Restoration. 205-637-0143. Banking is not just about your money, it's about you. It's about getting help with what you need when you need it. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. AmFirst was founded for members like you, and they've been putting those members first since 1936. Putting you first means service that grows and changes with the times to serve you better. Now every bank has their own app, but that's just it. It's theirs, not yours. The AmFirst app was made for you, so it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. It's even customizable, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards that will make you feel like the number one priority you are. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you from AmFirst. Visit any AmFirst location or amfirst.org today. America's first federal credit union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Ship happens. Give us a call to get ship started. Call Griffin and Jeff today, 205-605-8101. You can always go online. Go to getshipstarted.com.
Ship happens to get ship done. Don't ever have an accident. Ship yourself. Don't ever have an accident and ship yourself.
Go to getshipstarted.com.
After years searching for a classic jacket that was functional in the field and the city, Tom Beckby couldn't find one he liked, so he decided to make his own. Since designing that first jacket in 2015, Tom Beckby has continued to draw inspiration from natural settings to produce classic outdoor equipment with time-tested rugged materials.
Visit the brand new Tom Beckme store in Mountain Brook Village, a local business with the goal of outfitting you for the outdoors here in Alabama and wherever the road takes you. Mountain Brook Village or online, TomBeckme.com. That's Tom, BECKBE.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor with the next round. I want to tell you about our guys at Chorus Smart Secure, local smart home security company in Hoover with over 200 5-star reviews. I made the swap from one of those big security companies to Chorus, and the cameras and automation are awesome. Tell them the next round sent you and receive a free Sonos soundbar with the purchase of any smart home system. Call Chorus Smart Secure today, 205-920-1020. That's 205-920-1020.
Say you had the greatest job in the world, which everyone knows is crafting pumpkin fresh frozen custard desserts at Culver's. Here would be your typical day. Pour farm fresh dairy into the custard maker and run continuously all day. Add real pumpkin puree and pumpkin pie spice, then craft our pumpkin spice shake or salted caramel pumpkin concrete mixer. Yum! Serve with a great big pumpkin lovin' smile.
Just like that, pumpkin's back at Culver's, but not for long. Welcome to Delicious.
Did you tweak your shoulder pulling down the attic ladder? Feel a pop in your elbow working out? Or feeling pain in your knees getting up from the couch at halftime? Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics has 9 locations in the Birmingham metro area, affiliated with Brookwood Baptist Health, to get your life back on track. Your health can't wait. Call Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics at 855-219-6200 or visit precisionsportsortho.com.
In a second, but first, a developing story for all Alabama fans is about Brian Robinson, what Nick Saban said yesterday, and everybody's gut feeling on B-Rob playing as part of our Precision Sports injury update, LT.
Yeah, Dunaway, are you suffering from that old sports injury that won't go away? Maybe you tweaked a joint. Being a weekend warrior, Precision has 9 locations in the Birmingham metro area to get your life back on track, including the new Southern Orthopedic Sports Medicine Associates location in Jasper. Your health cannot wait. Call 855-219-6200 or visit precisionsportsortho.com.
Pulled muscle, suffered late in the Iron Bowl. Nick Saban says we're doing some things with him today. That was yesterday before they do a practice. They wanted to see how he responds. He's calling it day to day. So we're going to have to see how it goes and what they tested him yesterday. And they'll see how it reacts today and whether or not he'll be able to do anything on Saturday.
I'll be really surprised if he plays. You know, talking to Aaron Suttles doing Bama and Bourbon, he talked about he thinks it's a hamstring. And you guys know with those hamstrings, I mean, within a week, and just watching him, the reaction in the Iron Bowl, it seems far-fetched that even if he plays, he'll be even close to 100%.
If he can't go, Trey Sanders, of course, becomes the only healthy scholarship running back. That's our Precision injury update.
All right. We wanted to wait till Friday today for some reason for the coach, Wim Sanderson, to give 2 blue plates. Didn't want to do it Wednesday, where what does he Lance on the season? 13-1?
13-1, yes.
He wants to do it today. Hello, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I did it because I wasn't sure who the second game ought to be. The first game I'll get to here and get out of y'all's way. First game I'm taking, not taking, but I think Georgia. I don't think 6.5 points is enough points to Alabama. You know, Georgia kicks 2 field goals. That's all they get. Then you win if you bet on Alabama. A lot of people don't want to go against Alabama, and they're not comfortable doing that. I think Alabama has a hard time over there. I could be dead wrong. Hope I am. But I don't think 6.5 points is enough for them. And you're playing on Georgia. And I think it'll be 60-40 or 70-30 attendance-wise in Georgia's favor over in Atlanta. You guys probably will disagree with that. So the other one, I took Michigan. I couldn't decide whether to take Pittsburgh or not. A little bit. I looked at that a little bit. I'm not really sure about Houston and Cincinnati. But I took Michigan. It's 11. And so if you're uncomfortable fooling with Alabama, it gave you a chance to do something if you like to do that kind of stuff. So that's what I did, and that's the reason that I waited to pick 2. I thought that was more fair to people who said, no, I'm not going to do that against Alabama, or however you want to say it. So, yeah, Michigan. That's it.
I think a lot of people are surprised you went against Alabama. In fact, as Drake points out on Twitter, I think it may cost Lance a body part.
No. I said I would bet my right stone that Wimp wants to play Georgia, but he probably won't.
Oh, okay.
Because it's Alabama that he would be going against. I knew you would love Georgia in this spot.
Yeah. I think Georgia's the best call in this spot if you're doing that kind of thing. And it's not, Alabama could still win, get 6.5 points and win, but I don't think 6.5 points is enough for Alabama. I think Georgia's more gifted offensively than you think. And I think Alabama has struggled a little bit because they got so doggone many people hurt. If Alabama had everybody well, could play. We don't even know about Robinson, y'all mentioned. If they have everybody, well, then it would be that way. But they don't have any backs. They just don't have any people.
It's tough. It's a tough spot for Alabama. There's no doubt.
We'll see what happens.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Love you.
See you, man.
That's the Coach Wimp Sanderson on the Pepsi Hotline. He's presented each week by the Rental Works division of Crane Works. Those were his 2 picks. He didn't know who his second one was going to be. You need more time.
Feel like he knew before today. There you go. Georgia and Michigan is Wimp's plays. We'll see how he plays that out as we get closer and closer. A 41-year drought is what Georgia fans are living with. And 1980 is a long time ago. That was the last time they were unbeaten in the regular season. Last time they were 12-0 was 1980. And they come back and they try to start exercising some demons this year and finishing it off. And we joked about yesterday with Reese Davis and everyone else who joined us that Stetson Bennett IV stands to be the quarterback that somehow could end up being the guy that brings Georgia another national championship. I mean, you think about the David Greens and Matthew Staffords and Aaron Murrays that have rolled through here. Aaron Murray, wasn't it him that had him down to the 5-yard line and just didn't have enough time against Alabama back in 2012? Georgia would have easily demolished Notre Dame, just like Alabama did for the national championship. So there's been this one thing every step of the way for Georgia that's kept it from happening again in 1980. Here's Stetson Bennett IV, who looks a lot like Buck Bellew did in 1980. And you don't build your offense around Buck Bellew either. But there he is, little Stetson Bennett IV, doing whatever you need him to do.
I actually was doing a show in Memphis yesterday. Brown, I don't know if you heard the conversation, but one of the hosts was saying that he thinks that Stetson Bennett, the quarterback matchup wasn't as lopsided as I painted the picture. But I do think we sleep on Stetson Bennett a little bit. I mean, he's second in the FBS and QBR right now. He's 12-2 as a starting quarterback. You take the loss away against Alabama, where he was really overwhelmed in Bryant-Denny last year. He threw a career-high 3 picks. He's only thrown 5 this entire season. I think he's a pretty good quarterback. And can you imagine? He's never going to play in the NFL. Can you imagine if they do go on and they close this thing out, they go 15-0, what type of money will Stetson Bennett make just living in Atlanta?
Oh, a ton. I don't even know what his major is. Doesn't really matter,
No,
does
it doesn't. He'll be a legend.
He can do anything he wants if he brings them a national championship.
I think if you go look, I think it was 1 completion for 9 yards for Buck Bellew in the national championship game back in 1980. I think it was one.
I can believe that.
1 of 12 or something like that.
I can believe that, yeah.
And that's all he did. And Buck Bellew's a legend in the state of Georgia.
Now, are you going to be surprised if Stetson throws for 300 yards tomorrow?
I think 2 quarterbacks have done that all year on Alabama's defense. So, yeah, that would surprise me a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head, the 2 Mississippi quarterbacks did it. No, maybe it was, I take that back. I'm not sure Corral hit 300. I think it was Mississippi State and Arkansas. I don't have it in front of me. I can look it up, but I think those are the 2 300-yard passing games.
I think KJ went 302.
Yeah.
I would put Stetson Bennett the 3rd best quarterback they faced, though.
Matt Corral and
Will Rogers, Hendon Hooker, then probably Stetson.
There's a lot of like parts in a lot of those quarterbacks in the SEC, and at times Alabama's defense has made them look pretty good. It would not surprise me if Stetson got 300, but the only part of that would be surprising would be that Kirby is that out there with the play calling. I think he's going to play this really close to the vest, and I see this being a run. I know Alabama's good on the run. I see him running, and I see Stetson maybe passing about 250 or so.
Nobody's run on Alabama either, though.
Yeah.
I don't know that Georgia can just run up and down the field on Alabama.
Hold that thought for a second.
I'll hold
that. Part of our show being brought to you by our friends at Backyard Adventure. All their display models on sale right now, heavy-duty trampolines as well. Either one of those, the displays or the heavy-duty trampolines, Backyard Adventures can get you delivered, still guaranteed for Christmas. If you call them today at 205-408-4FUN, 205-408-4FUN, backyardalabama.com is the website. 100% high-quality cedar You don't assemble anything. They assemble it for you. They'll move it around. They'll do the landscaping in your backyard to make it look beautiful. They'll move it, take it down if you need to. They come out and do maintenance programs on it, keeping it looking brand new. Got mine when my kids were 4 and 7, I believe, and kept it all the way until they weren't kids anymore. It's a great purchase. It's Backyard Adventure. BackyardAlabama.com, 205-408-4FUN. Stop by and see them off Highway 119 and check out their display models right now. But if you're not worried about Christmas, they got everything for you right there on the website, BackyardAlabama.com, for the next spring or summer. Finish that thought.
What was my thought? So 300 from, I was going to rushing. So real quick, 300 from Will Rogers on the money, 358 from KJ Jefferson. That's the only 2 plus 300 passing games Alabama has given up. As it relates to their rushing defense, I mean, teams just don't run for 100 yards that often on Alabama. It's only happened twice since the Florida game, and those games required 42 and 40 carries to get there. I think Alabama can slow down the Georgia run. I don't think they're just going to run it on Alabama.
Brian Brown says the path to beating Alabama is through the air. We'll see what Georgia does. 3 o'clock kick Central Time, 4 Eastern tomorrow, right over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, just down the street from us. We're live from Twin Peaks, Buckhead, Atlanta, SEC Championship time, right here on the Next Round.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Did you tweak your shoulder pulling down the attic ladder? Feel a pop in your elbow working out? Or feeling pain in your knees getting up from the couch at halftime? Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics has 9 locations in the Birmingham metro area, affiliated with Brookwood Baptist Health, to get your life back on track. Your health can't wait. Call Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics at 855-219-6200 or visit precisionsportsortho.com.
Are you sick of leasing your life away? Ryan Brown here from the Next Round. Mortgage Right has the cure. With locations nationwide, our friends at Mortgage Right are dedicated to making the home buying process easy. They are eager to offer tips, tools, and a staff of industry professionals to move you in with confidence. So if you're ready to let go of the leasing life and start living life, Mortgage Right can help. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR to get started. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. As you guys know, the team at Hemphill Services are my go-to guys for all things heating and cooling. Recently, a unit went out in the house. Of course, Hemphill were the guys I called. Always professional, always courteous. Hemphill Services, they've been serving Birmingham since 1954. They're who Birmingham trusts. They're who I trust to do the job right and at a fair price. Hemphill Services, independent train dealer, and they service all makes and models for all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. Do what I do. Call Hemphill Services. It's hard to stop a train. Do it now. 205-229-2090. That's 229-2090. When it came to furnishing the new facilities here at the Next Round, there was only one call we made, and that was to Richie Hamer at Business Interiors right here in Birmingham. Richie and Business Interiors have a true passion for interiors and the talent to bring the client's vision to life. Through their vast selection of great designer furniture, Richie and BI will stop at nothing to make the experience great for the client. Repeat clients trust Richie and Business Interiors because he does what he says, and the guys will deliver on their promises. Leave it to Richie and Business Interiors to incorporate creativity into every space in your corporate setting. To set up an appointment, call Richie today. 205-837-2497. That's 205-837-2497. Or just go visit Richie at the BI showroom today. They're located 2309 5th Avenue South in Birmingham. Again, the entire studios here at the Next Round furnished by our friends at Business Interiors. Go see them today, 5th Avenue South in Birmingham.
Cookie Dough Magic is a locally owned dessert shop serving 13 flavors of edible cookie dough by the scoop. Visit today and try their delicious, safe-to-eat cookie dough in a homemade cone, milkshake, or sundae. Cookie Dough Magic also offers their cookie dough by the box, which is perfect for holiday parties, for work, classrooms, and family get-togethers. 3 locations, Birmingham, Trussville, and Huntsville, and they offer nationwide shipping, of course. So visit mycookiedoughmagic.com to order. That's mycookiedoughmagic.com.
Takeuchi is a world leader in innovation for compact mini excavators, track loaders, and skid steers, and they continue to dominate the market today in design, capability, and power. With so many attachment possibilities ranging from milling heads to heavy-duty brush grapples to landscape buckets, versatility is unmatched. Contact Cowan Equipment today to experience this firsthand on your job site. From short and long-term rental options, flexible rent-to-own, or straight purchase options, parts in stock and service you can depend on, let Cowan show you what it means to have a trusted partner who will keep you ahead of the game. Give them a call today, 1-800-239-2694, or visit them online. Go to Cowan.com. Again, where you can always expect extra effort when it comes to your heavy equipment needs, call our friends at Cowan, the name you have trusted for decades. That phone number, 1-800-239-2694, or visit them online, Cowan.com.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Do your friends suck at golf? If yes, you can find the perfect gift for them at Golf Tees. Everything from t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, polos, quarter zips, hats, and a lot more. Everyone knows that golf is hard enough, so don't take it seriously and have fun with it. Go to officialgolftees.com for the perfect Christmas gift for the golfers in your life. Again, check out officialgolftees.com or on all social media platforms at officialgolftees. Remember, swing hard in case you hit it, and happy holidays from Golf Tees.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Back over at the SEC Championship site in Atlanta, Georgia, Twin Peaks, Buckhead, Atlanta. Tonight, a couple of championship games, the Conference USA Championship game, Western Kentucky and UTSA, 6 o'clock on the CBS Sports Network. Pac-12 Championship tonight on ABC out in Vegas. It's Oregon and Utah, and then we get to the rest of the championship games, the one that will impact the playoffs tomorrow, the Big 12 at 11 on ABC, the American at 3 on ABC, the Big 10 in Indianapolis at 7 on Fox. Of course, down the street here, 3 o'clock Central on CBS, the SEC Championship. All those 4 games with impact on who will be in the college football playoffs. We'll talk to John Parker Wilson in just a second. The headlines this hour being brought to you by our friends at Odie's. Odie's right there in Crestline Village.
Yeah, if you're looking for some live music this weekend, Odie's will have it for you. It's a Birmingham institution located right there in Crestline Village. You can enjoy a great lunch or dinner from Rodney Davis, cooking it up for almost 30 years now, from the award-winning wings, delicious burgers, my personal favorite, that Diablo sandwich, inside or outside. You can enjoy championship weekend. Go see Will Haver and that great staff, Odie's Tavern, Crestline Village.
Marcus Freeman officially introduced today as the Notre Dame coach. So that is official there. Troy is hiring John Sumrall, the co-defensive coordinator with Mark Stoops at Kentucky. He's coming back to Troy. He worked on the Neil Brown staff. Bronco Mendenhall walking away from his spot at Virginia. That job is now open after 6 years there. He was 36 and 38. He says this is not retirement for him. And they're adding a bowl game. The Mountain West and some other conferences petitioned the NCAA to add a bowl game this year, since there were 83 people eligible, and Hawaii, who was 6 and 7, which technically is eligible under the rules because they played 13 games, the special rules made for Hawaii's scheduling. So that gives us 84 teams bowl eligible. We had enough spots for 82. Those conferences petitioned the NCAA. The NCAA said yes. So they're going to come up with a bowl game, play it somewhere, and make it the 84 teams all getting to go to postseason play.
That sounds fun.
That happened right now.
What bowl game we go to? Oh, the one they created.
Yeah. How do you manufacture a bowl game? Where do you put it?
Where is it? It's in some high school stadium in Iowa. I got no clue.
I mean, go all in on that. Just call it the Creation Bowl.
God?
Just make it a
God made a bowl?
Yeah, the Genesis Trophy.
Yes.
Where would be the most unique place that you guys, if you're in control right now, you can put a bowl game on any sports venue? Where do you go?
I'd want it in Vegas or Hawaii.
Yeah. I want to play it at Dodger Stadium.
Dodger Stadium.
Yeah. Well, you would. You would. You and the Ramley would all join there.
Hey, SoFi would be a good spot, right?
It would be, yeah.
I mean, but take me to Vegas, take me to Hawaii or the Bahamas, and that way, when I'm not playing this meaningless Creation Bowl, then I can sit here and go to the beach, have a good time, or go to a casino or something.
Didn't you love with the Bahama Bowl? And I guess they've still got it. I really don't know, but it's always the A crew that's on it. And people are like, how did they get that? Well, I wonder.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
John Parker Wilson is with us now, the Crimson Tide Sports Network analyst, former Alabama quarterback, joins us on the Pepsi Hotline. JP, what's up, man?
Not much, guys. The Bahama Bowls is pretty tough to beat, though, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's a good chance you'll be doing a game from there for the Crimson Tide Sports Network. It would take a pretty bad year for Alabama, but if you were going to have a bad year, that's a pretty good place to finish it, right?
I mean, that's not a bad consolation, right? The only thing I could think of that would be better than Vegas or Hawaii or the Bahamas, maybe take it overseas, go play in Scotland or Ireland. We could get in some golf round when we get done.
Yeah, that would be good.
I like it.
Did you guys have any fun when you went to Hawaii? Weren't you on those Alabama teams that went to Hawaii to sort of do pseudo bowls?
I was not. I was not on those teams.
Okay.
That was before me. But it would have been nice. I would have loved to go out there to Hawaii. I actually went to Hawaii on my honeymoon, so that's the only time I've been.
Yeah, I was just wondering if in a game like that, if y'all were able to have any fun, but that was right before you showed up to quarterback the Crimson Tide. You were the guy that started the streak against Georgia, though, John Parker Wilson, 6 in a row. And here we go again. It's Alabama and Georgia, and this time it feels so much different. Give me one positive from the Alabama offense that's been consistent this year. What's the most consistent thing that is still consistent for this offense? Because it does feel very different from when they were over here to start the season at Mercedes-Benz Stadium against Miami. What's consistent? What's still out there for Alabama that you can count on tomorrow?
Well, I think the most consistent thing we've had all year long has been Bryce Young, right? Leading right now and touchdowns and yards and so many different categories. And even with changes around of an offensive line, you lose your best receiver last week against Auburn, able to keep his composure. And even getting 7 sacks last week, was able to dig down deep there in the fourth quarter and have that 2-minute drive. So Bryce is definitely the most consistent thing we have. I think having Jameson Williams come back is huge. But another one of the most consistent things that's been there for Alabama this season has been Brian Robinson, right, at running back, and it looks like he's questionable for this game. So I think that's a huge wrinkle in trying to get ready for the game tomorrow.
Well, sadly, consistent also is the offensive line, consistently bad. I mean, they've given up 33 sacks this year, 22 sacks over the last 8 games. You're going against a Georgia defense, 41 sacks on the season, second in the SEC. I assume I don't know how you combat this.
Yeah, it's a good question. It has been, I think, underperforming this year, the offensive line. They've shown signs of being great, but, the past 2 weeks, it's not been there. I think injuries has had a lot to do with that. Last week here, and Dalcourt had to come out, had some changes at right guard and right tackle. So it looks like they're still trying to find out that mojo, that good balance up front, and it's got to be there this week. I mean, this is a good Georgia defense, and if Bryce doesn't have time, then you start having to get into quick games and screens and the passes behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be hard to go 10, 12 play drives consistently against this defense. So you got to have some time for Bryce to drop back and try to hit Jameson on a deep ball.
John Parker Wilson is with us. He appears on the Pepsi Hotline. And a reminder from our friends at Alabama Power, timely communication is more important today than ever before. And Alabama Power wants you to know you got a lot of options when it comes to reaching them, extending beyond just phone or mail. They offer paperless billing, where you receive your bill via email each month. For more information, alabamapower.com/myaccount, alabamapower.com/myaccount. Darren says Liberty to the Creation Bowl would be almost as if it's destiny. I think that'd be a perfect team in the Creation Bowl, right? Liberty. JP, from a quarterback's perspective, you be Bryce Young for a minute, okay? You're down in the Iron Bowl without a receiver, and Jameson Williams are your go-to guys, and you find Ja'Cory Brooks in some really important situations. The most important pass of the game goes to that kid. What does that do for he and Ja'Cory Brooks in this game and moving forward now that you know, boy, in the crunch time of crunch times, I can depend on this kid?
I know, right? I mean, he came into the game with 2 catches on the entire season, and then has 2 massive catches in the fourth quarter, one to tie the ball game. And I think it more than anything, it gives him confidence. It gives Brooks confidence that he can go out there and play. I mean, man-to-man against the SEC wide receiver, and he smokes him for a touchdown. So I think it gives him more confidence. I mean, Bryce is going to get him the ball. Bryce is accurate, and he can adjust to a young guy like that. And that's what it takes. It takes the quarterback adjusting to somebody that maybe hasn't played as much. So obviously Bryce was able to do that, but I think it's going to give him and then the other receivers confidence too, that it's not just going to be Jamison and it's not going to be just Mechie, that, you know, we'll probably see Slade Bolden get involved, obviously Ja'Cory Brooks, you know, maybe Trayshawn Holden, which is kind of what Georgia does, right? They spread the ball around a ton, and that just makes it tougher on defenses. And I think we kind of got into a lull last week of just targeting Mechie. And it wasn't until we started targeting other guys that the offense opened up and we started moving the ball.
I'm interested if you could, you know, be the guy in charge Saturday. Who would you give me the starting 5 tackle to tackle? Who do you put out there to give Alabama the best chance to win tomorrow?
I mean, I think you keep the left side the same, right? So you get Neil Cohen at left tackle, left guard. I think if Darian Dalcourt is healthy, he goes. If not, McLaughlin came in and played pretty well. So depending on injury there, J.C. Latham came in at right tackle. I think you keep him there, played well. And then I think Chris Owens performed better when he was in there also. And I think you go into the mindset, unlike normal games where you've got your 5 offensive line and they're going to play, you got to be willing to make a change. If somebody is, you know, it doesn't have the hot hand, and try somebody else, which is kind of what we did in the last game. So I think we see more of that, just kind of continue to tinker until it gets right, or maybe get somebody fresh out. You usually don't change your offensive line out, but I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of saw, you know, the same 5 guys that start finish the game. That's just the way that it's going to be. And, you know, it is what it is at this point, and you're just trying to work around it. And, you know, the problem now is if Brian Robinson doesn't play, usually you'd have that running back try to help out the right side or wherever the weak spot is. You know, Trey Sanders just hadn't had a lot of reps doing that, hadn't had a lot of practice. So I'm interested to see, do we bring in Latu? Do we bring in Billingsley to try to help out Chip before we leave? Or do you try to get a young guy like, you know, Trey Sanders or Christian Leary to help out that right tackle? And Christian Leary's never done it, so that's going to be extremely difficult.
You know, JP, tomorrow's so strange because you got 1 versus 3, and, you know, Alabama was so dominant last year, and Georgia fans are really confident. Alabama fans aren't that confident. I mean, when's the last time an Alabama game had this feel?
Well, it's been since 2015 we've been underdogs.
Yeah, I mean, 92 straight. And even in that 2015 game, it flopped back and forth, and I still think Alabama fans believed they were going to Athens and they were winning that game, which they ultimately did.
Yeah. Look, it is a different feel, and I think it's just because we're still the number 3 team in the country. We're still the best offense in the SEC. So I think this is going to be a close game. It's just kind of uncharted territory. We don't spend a lot of time being underdogs and looking up and seeing another team that's, you know, pretty solid from top to bottom. But you know, I think it's exciting too, and I think looking at this team this year, we've found ways to win sloppy games. LSU, Arkansas down the stretch, Auburn. They weren't perfect games, but we found ways to win. So I think that's a lot of encouragement for Alabama fans that, yeah, we've been battle tested. We've faced a ton of adversity, and I don't know that Georgia has. Good, bad, or indifferent, our team has been tested, and they've been able to get through it. And, you know, you learn a lot in that loss to A&M, but also these close games. So they've had to have their backs against the wall, and they've been able to overcome it, which I think a lot of confidence for the Alabama players moving into this game.
All right, he is John Parker Wilson. 3 o'clock kick, 12 o'clock airtime. Crimson Tide Sports Network from Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta tomorrow. JP, we'll see you at the game, buddy. Thanks a lot for the time as always.
All right, guys. Can't wait. Roll Tide.
All right, buddy. Take care. John Parker Wilson with us on the Pepsi Hotline.
The Bulldogs that Alabama will be facing, giving up an average of 6.92 points a game, not even a touchdown and an extra point a game on average. It is a historic defense. It reminds a lot of people of 2011 Alabama and that great defense that didn't even make it to Atlanta because they lost the slugfest game of the century 9-6 and then got their pound of flesh when they played LSU again down in New Orleans for the national championship. It's that kind of defense that Alabama will try to disrobe tomorrow in front of the nation and try to win an SEC championship. They've won so many of those. Part of our show today being brought to you here from Twin Peaks in Buckhead by our friends at Redmont Vodka and Distilling. Redmont Vodka and Vulcan Gin.
Yeah, hey, look, if you're heading over to Atlanta this weekend, maybe you're having friends over, you're throwing your own tailgate, you need to pick up a bottle of Redmont Vodka. Their aim, clarity, and taste, color, and smell. Vodka perfection. Redmont Vodka is made from corn, which not only makes it gluten-free, also provides that smooth finish, doesn't have a harsh aftertaste, 8 times distilled, available at your local package store, including the Beverage Place, Pink Package, also ABC stores. Pick up a bottle this weekend of Redmont Vodka.
Again, a lot of fun last night out on this town. This is such a special place, a southern melting pot where you see people from all walks of life. We ran into somebody last night who's going on a first date, met in a dating app, who listen to me, this is a true story, met in a dating app. Georgia grad, Alabama grad, going their first date off of a dating app to the SEC championship game. That's too much money to spend on the first date, I think. That's too much. That's too much time together.
Yeah, I don't know the dude's situation, but that is, I mean, Lance, if you want to impress on a first date, I think that's a pretty impressive first date.
I question his fanhood.
You question his fanhood because he's putting a potential relationship with a female he's really never met, apparently. I don't know the whole story. Over a massive football game.
I don't know about you guys, but this seems like, I mean, obviously it's a huge game. Alabama loses, they're out. Alabama wins, they're in. They're probably the number 1 overall seed. If he's an Alabama grad that's a huge Alabama football fan, you don't take a first date. You got to pay attention to her.
That's what, yeah.
I mean, it's a waste of money. If you want to go out with her after, you want to take her out tonight, this is stupid.
Yeah, Rockstar, what do you think? Lance has one shot at Ariana Grande. Do you think he would take her to a Rams game if that were the only option?
If she had duct tape on her mouth.
Oh, wow.
No, I'll tell you this. And honest to God, if it was like, okay, Ariana Grande wants to go out with you, Rams playing NFC Championship.
I do not have to hear the rest of this. I don't believe what he's about to say.
I swear on my kids, I go NFC Championship.
Jim, do you believe this?
No, I do.
Oh, 100%.
I do believe that. Even though it's undefeated. The Ramley is undefeated.
Ramley comes first. His kids, Ramley, and then
Rockstar.
Whatever kind of celebrity tale you want to talk about.
Rockstar, you've known him longer than any of us.
Rams.
Do you believe this?
Yes, I believe that.
Over Ariana Grande, one date.
Yep.
Can you wait till after the fourth quarter?
No, I'd give up Rams Jacksonville this weekend, I think.
See, I think.
Yeah, you're right, Rockstar. He's got to think about it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about a playoff game or a Super Bowl because really he's only got one thing left on his bucket list, and that's to see the Rams win one more Super Bowl. I mean, after that, he told us, he said if the Rams, he has told us, we have signed paperwork. If listen to me as you watch us at home here, live from Atlanta. He told us again last night, once the Rams win one more Super Bowl, do not resuscitate. Do not put me on any life-saving measures.
I'm good.
Until then, keep me plugged up and keep fighting.
Yeah, you're Jimmy, Alabama. Would you really, I mean, I don't care how beautiful the girl is. Would you take somebody on a first date to the SEC championship game where you got to win to get in?
No, I wouldn't take her to a football game anyway. I mean, 4 hours on a first date where you've got to just sit there and there's an event going on like that. No way.
Yeah, but if you think about it from that point of view, from this guy's point of view, so the way I understand the story, this is their first date. They met on a dating app. Yep. I don't know that they've met in.
No, they FaceTime.
They FaceTime. Okay, so that was the story she was telling us. For his point of view, like it can be an awkward first date at a restaurant where it's just you and her, and you got to talk and communicate with one another. In this scenario, there's a lot of time where you don't even really have to talk to one another.
I think in the first date, I think you've got to manufacture that conversation, and I think that's what makes this ultra, uncomfortable. I'm taking the roommate tomorrow. She's a Georgia grad. And, I won't talk to her during the game. I mean, we'll talk here and there.
That's what I'm saying, though. I mean,
but he's going to be forced to. I mean, it's first date.
I don't know. I think it eliminates a lot of, hey, are you enjoying the game? Boy, what a play there. I mean, at least you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but you don't know concession and bathroom habits. I mean, is she a get up and is she a get up right in front of everybody right in the middle of a big third down play and walk down the aisle of 20 people to go get nachos in the middle of a big drive? I mean, that's embarrassing.
Hey, honest.
Embarrassing?
Yeah, it is. And think about it. I mean, we don't know this girl. This guy doesn't know this girl. She could be Blind Date. She could be Kim Basinger in the movie Blind Date. True story. One of my best friends brought a girl.
What?
Not really a bad thing, is it?
No, true story. And you guys know the guy. He brought a girl first date to Virginia Tech, Tennessee. I think it was Peach Bowl. like probably 15 years ago. She was a Virginia Tech grad, and she got so out of whack at the game and threw up, and had to take her out. It was first date. So you don't know how these people are going to be.
That's right. First date, no way. Especially if she starts throwing up on people at the SEC championship.
That's when you leave her.
Then I'm responsible.
I don't know this girl. I bought this single ticket outside.
I don't know who this is.
I have no clue how she got here.
Cowan Equipment poll question. Is that a horrible first date when you meet on a dating app, taking them to the SEC championship? We'll throw that out. Is brought to you by our friends at Cowan Equipment.
Hey, and our friends at Cowan, they are proud to partner with the Next Round on our new venture here. Would love the opportunity to partner with your company for your heavy equipment needs. Visit us. Go to cowan.com to find out more about how we can be your heavy equipment solution, from rental and new equipment sales to superior service and parts. Again, cowan.com.
Okay, so there you go. 2 stories from last night already. To the Red Door we went, which was remodeled in the last time I was in there, right? It seemed a lot cleaner.
I liked it trashy. I'll tell you, though,
I mean,
Storico Fresco, the place we ate, I could eat there again tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a chance we may need to. Can we get it?
We might need to. I don't know, but it was just an incredible, an Italian place with the small plates we all shared. It was really, really good.
Yeah, I could have literally ate it again last night too. I wanted a little bit more food. I feel like I didn't gain a pound last night. I like to gain a pound a day when I'm on the road.
Well, it can get dangerous.
Yeah, we can work on that today.
Okay, we'll work on that. All right, that's the Cowan Equipment poll question. We're sending that out. We're back in a moment. If you missed Wimps Blue Plates, Georgia -6.5, Michigan -11. He's riding the favorites to try to finish this special year for him. Bud Light brings us the show from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, which are today mobile at Twin Peaks in Buckhead, live on the eve of the SEC Championship game.
Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
The best food with the best sports is at Walk-On Sports Bistro, and they're now hiring for the Stadium Trace location near the Hoover Met. Walk-On's has top pay for experienced kitchen staff, servers, bartenders, bussers, hostesses, and to-go cashiers. And yes, health benefits are available. Go by the new Walk-On's location at Stadium Trace in Hoover and apply today. Hiring is happening on site 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. This is your chance to join the championship team at Walk-On's Sports Bistro in Hoover.
One Man in the Toolbox has provided professional handyman services since 1997. Honesty and reliability are qualities that embody every one of their employees. From residential to commercial, One Man in the Toolbox has the background to help you with almost any project. 823-2111. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. I'm absolutely loving my Alfa Romeo Stelvio that I've been in for months now, and right now, you can get up to $3,500 bonus cash plus 1.9% financing for 72 months on the all-new 2021 Alfa Romeo Giulias and the Stelvios at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. Come experience the passion and performance of Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo USA of Birmingham.com, 1837 Grants Mill Road, exit 27, right off of I-459.
Fans of Twin Peaks, make sure you stay up to date by signing up for their e-club. Stay up to date on all things Twin Peaks and score free stuff. Signing up is easy. Just visit twinpeaksrestaurant.com/peaks-club to get started today.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Wayne's. Look, fall is here. You want to enjoy that outdoor weather. Imagine sitting out there on the Saturday, manning the grill. You're watching football. You don't want to deal with the mosquitoes. Don't let the mosquitoes ruin your perfect day. The professionals at Wayne's can protect you, your family, and your pets. Call today, 1-866-WAYNES1. You can always go online. Call Waynes.com. Fall weather is here. Enjoy it with the family, mosquito-free. You can do it with our friends at Wayne's.
This hour of the Next Round is presented by Excalibur Services, a name you can now trust for all your plumbing needs. Call 205-718-8688 for all your residential HVAC, electrical, and now plumbing needs. Excalibur Services, Alabama license 15214.
The Next Round store is live and loaded. Check out the latest logo t-shirts and hoodies. Get your favorite team colors, the Next Round flag shirt, or grab the popular Y'all Can Have the Rest t-shirts. Go to nextround.store. That's nextround.store.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Farmfolio. If you're concerned about market volatility or inflation, Farmfolio can help you diversify your portfolio into cash-flowing farmland property. We all know about rental real estate. Cash flow and appreciation are the name of the game. With Farmfolio's productive farmland lots, your trees act as the tenants, and they pay you in fruit.
which is sold by Farmfolio's international sales team to the likes of Walmart and Costco, ultimately generating cash flow for you. As your cash flow increases, your property value also increases. Just like tenant-occupied real estate, the best part is you don't have to be a farmer. You own, they farm, and you earn. This is the way it works at Farmfolio. For more information, you can go online, check everything out today. Go to farmfolio.net. That's farmfolio.net. Check it out today. If you're concerned about that market volatility or inflation, Farmfolio is your best friend. Go online today, farmfolio.net.
What's new at Beef O'Brady's this holiday season? A new location. Beef O'Brady's just opened a new location at Brook Highlands Plaza on Highway 280. A great happy hour, food specials every Monday through Thursday, and great food and sports all week long. Open 7 days a week with more than 22 televisions and the Sunday ticket. It is your place to unwind, relax, and watch your favorite team play. Beef O'Brady's in Hoover, Helena, and now in Brook Highlands Plaza on Highway 280. Beef O'Brady's. Good food, good sports.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant Bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Couple of Bama fans in early here at Twin Peaks Buckhead today to say hi to us.
Hey, Rockstar, can you answer a question for me?
Yeah, please.
Here in Apollo 13, I was a little late getting to the chat. Did someone in our Farmfolio chat room actually call Twin Peaks and ask them to turn the music down so they can hear us better?
It's quite loud.
Well, is it now? I think it worked though, right?
It's a little lower now, yeah, but it comes and goes where it's I got a girl in the background singing this. Who is that?
I love the fact that one member.
The wardrobe on the poster, it looks like it'll be the Prohibition Reveal Party, LT. And we'll be here for part of that, it looks like. Celebrate like it's 1933. Is that a shot at Georgia last time they won a title?
Wow. Oh, wow.
1933?
It is. I brought this up. If things hold serve, or if favorites hold this weekend, and you get Georgia, you get Michigan, you get Cincinnati, and you get Oklahoma State, you've got all defense. And you brought up the fact that they're giving up 6.9 points per game. Do you know the last team to give up less than 7 points per game in a season?
1950 Tennessee.
No, it was 1986 Oklahoma, though. Look at how long ago that's been. I mean, this is a historically, dominant defense.
All right, we'll see what they've got. That he was going to fit in that LSU culture, that in a second. But first, our friends at Wayne's, headquartered right in Birmingham, Alabama since 1973. They're all over the SEC footprint, from the Smoky Mountains of Knoxville, Tennessee, all the way down to the Gulf. Nashville, Knoxville, all over the SEC footprint. Over 100,000 families in business. They rely on Wayne's for their pest protection. And, it's the dormant time of year for your lawn. It's time to put some ingredients down there that'll help you have that firm, plush, perfect green lawn this spring and summer. The work starts now, and Wayne's does the work for you, providing residential and commercial termite protection, pest prevention, mosquito control, and lawn care service. Get that $60 discount off your first EnviroPest service by using the promo code TNR by calling 866-WAYNES-1. 866-WAYNES-1. It's Wayne's, the exclusive provider for our friends here on the next round. We trust them. You should too. All right, Brian Kelly. Basketball game last night. Have you heard this yet?
I have not. I have, yes.
Okay. We want LT's live reaction here. Zoom in on the camera. Okay, here we go. Stare into the camera, LT. Brian Kelly, who's worrying about, well, he's not worried about it. He says he's going to fit into the culture. The word to specifically listen in on here is the word family. Brian Kelly fakes a Southern accent mid-court last night when talking to LSU fans.
Come on.
LT. It is so, everybody's gone back to how he says all the words he said last night, and it sounds totally different. This looks like a bad part of the Fletch 2 movie when he was down in the Louisiana swamp. Listen to Brian Kelly last night being introduced to the LSU fans at the basketball game.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, this is a great way to get started, and I haven't even won all my games yet. It's a great night to be a Tiger. I'm here with my family, and we are so excited to be in the great state of Louisiana, but more importantly, to be with you great fans, and to be part of what is going to be an incredible ride here at Louisiana State University.
Oh my gosh.
The family is the word. It's I mean, I want to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Rockstar, first of all, I saw on Twitter last night somebody say he sounds like Michael Scott in the Murder in Savannah episode.
Yes.
There's a murder and you're a suspect.
One of the things that bothers me,
we can't farm our land.
I can't get it out of my head when I see a good movie and you get the really bad Southern accent. And
Yeah.
I don't understand, like, just because you're in the South you don't have to have a Southern accent. And for him to, that's not Brian Kelly.
Rockstar, can you cue it up close to the family part
Because
again?
I do want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I wonder if, and this is just benefit of the doubt for me, okay? I can't believe I found myself defending Brian Kelly so much. It's a guy I don't even know if I like. I really haven't liked him in the past. I think he's a good coach. Sometimes you get in these situations where you're on the mic and you start getting yourself back to you. And I can tell you, I mean, we've all done it just like wearing headphones like this. But when you're speaking like in an auditorium and all of a sudden there's a big delay, buddy, you can get thrown off really, really bad.
Yeah, but you don't change the your accent.
Well,
do you?
I think if you listen, it's almost like he's slurring family, like family, and it made it sound like he's trying to sound.
Was he
Southern.
maybe drinking?
It could have been. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on the old mic feedback.
Yeah, the whole thing though had a little.
To be a Tiger. I'm here with my family, and we are so excited.
I mean, even
No,
Tiger,
even the Tiger, yeah.
Tiger and excited
Yeah,
is a
no.
Southern accent.
Yeah, he's. I don't know if he's gone to a coach, and all he's got to do is get in a car with Orgeron for a couple of hours.
Dude's from Massachusetts, I think initially,
he
right?
is.
Originally, right?
Family.
I mean, you cannot we can't do a Boston accent. Like, do your best Boston accent. That way, you're so good at this.
Park the car.
The hell was that?
Everybody
people
goes
know,
to
right,
car
sir?
when they're talking.
Park the car.
Boston accent.
Go Sox.
Park the car in the
Yankees
yard.
suck.
Yes. So, I mean, like if you did that in Boston, they would laugh at you so hard. I mean, we laugh at you, and we're from Alabama.
Yeah.
So there's no way you can go Massachusetts and just change to a Southern accent.
I instantly, when I saw this last night, I go, this guy is pulling a Dan Mullen already.
He's trying to be more Southern.
This is Dan Mullen, who is off the reservation. He's not playing with 52 cards. He's got to come out and make up for this instantly. He's going to lose credibility with me. I thought it was a great hire until he went, family.
It is pretty bad.
Me and my family. All right, so that's the new coach at LSU last night with a little uphill battle public relation wise right now. Hemphill, when you got a mess for your family, Hemphill's who you call.
Yeah, when something's not running right, flowing right, draining right, or flushing right, disaster can strike at any moment. That's when you need to pick up the phone, call Hemphill Services, Adam, Chad, Andrew, the team at Hemphill, the ones I trust to fix it right the first time, always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954. Hemphill Services. Call them now, 205-229.
All right, we'll get for you. Spot in the playoffs possibly is the Big 12 championship game. You know, this Oklahoma State team, even Mike Gundy admits, LT, that he did not see this team being 11-1 back in pre-conference when they had a 1-point win over Boise State, when they struggled to beat Tulsa, and then they got into Big 12 play. But all they've done is rattle off enough wins to be 11-1 and really be a win over Baylor, to getting into the college football playoffs. You can see it out there in front of them. Their only loss, a 3-point loss on the road at Ames against Iowa State. It's been a pretty good year.
Hey, they beat Baylor by double digits back on October 2nd. And, Baylor's been pretty good in this spot, though. They've got 3 outright wins as a betting underdog this season. I think this game's going to go to the wire. I think it'll be a final possession. Watching Oklahoma State last week, they were fortunate to be able to beat Oklahoma, but they did get over that hump. I think Oklahoma State's good, but they're right there in the mix with Cincinnati. To me, when Alabama's playing their best football, so much better than either one of those teams. But I think when it's all said and done, there's a good chance we've got Oak State, we've got Cincinnati, we've got Michigan, and we've got Georgia.
Oak State, Cincinnati win, or Oak State, Cincinnati, Alabama win. Oak State in? Oak State,
State's
Cincinnati, Alabama.
Yeah, Cincinnati's going to get bumped on the way.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, so really what you're saying.
And that's why if I'm Luke Fickell, I'm upset that Marcus Freeman, a guy that I gave a really good opportunity to, has now got the Notre Dame job. Because if I can't get in this year, I'm never getting in. And you guys will say, hey, once they get into the Big 12, maybe an automatic qualifier. Well, maybe so. But I would be so frustrated if I'm Fickell. If I go undefeated again, don't get in, I want that Notre Dame job.
Lance and I were talking about this on the way over last night. Can you imagine being Luke Fickell? Like, Marcus Freeman leaves and goes to Notre Dame, and a scenario nobody could have ever foreseen occurs, and gets Marcus Freeman the Notre Dame job. And if you're Luke Fickell, you're like, that's the kind of job I thought I would get, being the Cincinnati head coach, and now the Cincinnati defensive coordinator gets it.
Yeah, it's a different twist there, and Cincinnati's got work to do with Houston, and Oklahoma State seems to be ready to go. Freeman being introduced today officially as the Notre Dame coach. Everyday Rockstar tells us what he's watching tonight away from the Conference USA and Pac-12 championship game. Rocky's about to entertain us with his entertainment thoughts. It's brought to you by our friends at New Life.
New Life Art, bringing you memorable sports moments by Daniel A. Moore for over 40 years. Call today for more information, 1-800-735-2787, or you can view his incredible work. Go to danielmooreart.com.
9:15 on Cinemax. You got a good old school, let's say 1994 with Brendan Fraser, Airheads. They want their record to be played.
His birthday today, by the way.
Happy birthday, Brendan Fraser.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Good. And then Paramount Plus, I don't know if I was a kid if I would enjoy this, but NFL Slime Time is giving all their games or whatever their shows. There's like been 15 of them, hosted by Nate Burleson. We used to work with him. And then Apple Plus, Mariah's Christmas. The magic continues. She's releasing a special where she sings that damn song live. What's the name of the song?
All I Want for Christmas.
And then she does like 2 other ones. I think it's like 18 minutes
long. You
long.
can't trust anything she does live.
She may, auto-tune super.
And she's crazy.
Well, but I mean, Rockstar, and no telling how much money she has made off that Christmas album.
Oh yeah, and I think it starts for her in like September, October. Like it's every year it gets earlier and earlier for her. That's all I have to do.
I can tell you about that Slime Time thing. The reason they're doing that is they did, it was several years ago, the Saints were playing a playoff game. I can't remember what it was, and Nickelodeon showed it, and it got huge numbers. And it didn't just get huge numbers done away, it got huge numbers with a really young audience. So the NFL sees this as a way to try to hook some, like we all were hooked as kids.
Yep, absolutely. That's Rockstar's New Life Art viewing menu today over in the Farmfolio Twitter feed at Next Round Live. Jeff says, no doubt the Family Guy had cocktails. Jay says, Brian Kelly sounds like a sober Kay Ivey.
Rockstar?
Well,
Rockstar's good at it.
I don't think she sounds anything like that. We're going to take away the mask mandate for this right now, okay? You should be in office. I know. I'm going to be in office. All right.
You know what's amazing, Brown? You'll agree. We had a former colleague that actually sounded like that, but they don't sound like that anymore.
That is true. They grew out of it, but they did adjust. But so many of Rockstar's impersonations are based off that one person.
She's very inspirational.
So many of them, so many of them have that one person as the base.
And Royal Payne makes this point that, for all of us, you finally realize your age or a company's been around long enough that it starts to, start servicing or providing, a service for your kids like they did for you when you were a child. Royal Payne says, have we reached a milestone? Marcus Freeman becomes the first major Division I head coach who had a Rivals recruiting service online profile. He had a star.
Wow.
He had a star in Rivals. So Rivals has been around long enough now as a rating service that now we've got head coaches who are actually a starred athlete on the Rivals recruiting process.
That's pretty crazy.
I bet Sean McVay was.
Oh my God.
No, I mean seriously, Sean McVay is the same age, and he was the Georgia State Player of the Year. You don't think he was?
No, I mean he was. Wow, how tall is Sean McVay?
A lot of what I'm doing over here, I don't want to trust my computer. Pull up Sean McVay Rivals. Just see if it comes up.
I mean, how you could be the Georgia State Player of the Year and you don't have a star?
Well, it could
over
be,
Calvin Johnson.
It just could be the year where he was the player. I don't know if Rivals was doing it yet or not.
Sean McVay had 2 stars.
There you go, Sean McVay. But he wasn't a college head coach yet.
5'11", 170.
There you go. Sean McVay was a 2-star. See what Marcus was. Marcus Freeman from Rivals back in the day.
You know, I just saw it flash on the TV. I didn't realize J.J. Watt was a walk-on. I knew he was like a 1 or a 2-star. Did you guys realize he walked on?
I don't guess I did. That was the same class, by the way, 2004. Marcus Freeman was a 4-star inside linebacker.
He looks mean.
He really does.
Get after it, Marcus.
It's like he can fight.
All right, quick break here. We're live from Twin Peaks Buckhead, eve of the SEC championship game. Don't forget, tonight we're back with a special show for you, 4 to 6 Central, 5 to 7 here local time. If you want to swing by with the Twin Peaks girls and enjoy the conversation with us as we're tucked over here in the lounge area in front of the liquor cabinet for the family over here.
You Brian Kelly?
In the Brian Kelly section. We'll be here 5 to 7 Eastern. If you're in town or on your way to Atlanta for the game, swing by and say hi to us. Our friends at Mortgage Right on the road to us as well. If you're looking for a mortgage over here in Georgia, Mortgage Right's the place you call, LT.
Georgia.
Yeah, the holidays are approaching. You might be wondering how you can make some extra money. Well, our friends at Mortgage Right, they've got a great solution for you. If your home's equity is the size of Santa's waist belt, then Mortgage Right can help you turn that equity into cash in your pocket with a cash out refinance. Reach out today for a free home health check to see if a cash out refi is right for you. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR today, NMLS 2239, equal housing lender.
This is the next round live in Atlanta.
Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
I want my lawn to look better than anybody else's on my street. Ryan Brown here for the next round. Here's one problem. I play a lot of golf, but I'm not a greenskeeper. It's why I depend on my friends at Wayne's. And now is the time to make sure your lawn is properly prepared to grow healthy and lush when spring rolls around. Let the lawn professionals at Wayne's set you up for success as your lawn enters dormancy for the winter season. I depend on them for my lawn. You should too. Get Wayne's treating your lawn now so it looks great in the spring. 866-WAYNES-1. That's 866-WAYNES-1.
This hour of the next round is presented by Excalibur Services, a name you can now trust for all your plumbing needs. Call 205-718-8688 for all your residential HVAC, electrical, and now plumbing needs. Excalibur Services, Alabama license 15214.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com. Hey, Lance Taylor with the next round. I want to tell you about our guys at Chorus Smart Secure, local smart home security company in Hoover with over 200 5-star reviews. I made the swap from one of those big security companies to Chorus, and the cameras and automation are awesome. Tell them the next round sent you and receive a free Sonos soundbar with the purchase of any smart home system. Call Chorus Smart Secure today, 205-920-1020. That's 205-920-1020.
The best food with the best sports is at Walk-On Sports Bistro, and they're now hiring for the Stadium Trace location near the Hoover Met. Walk-On's has top pay for experienced kitchen staff, servers, bartenders, bussers, hostesses, and to-go cashiers. And yes, health benefits are available. Go by the new Walk-On's location at Stadium Trace in Hoover and apply today. Hiring is happening on-site 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. This is your chance to join the championship team at Walk-On's Sports Bistro in Hoover.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at HydroLife Therapy. Boost your immune system today with HydroLife Therapy. IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. Mention Next Round at checkout. Save 20% off any service at the Birmingham and Tuscaloosa locations. If you're unable to make it to HydroLife, a nurse can actually come to your home or office. You can visit them online today, hydrolifetherapy.com. HydroLife Therapy open 7 days a week. Homewood 9 to 6 and Tuscaloosa 10 to 6.
ERA King Real Estate is on the move. They've just opened their new state-of-the-art office in Homewood, and they'll be opening new offices in Vestavia and Huntsville in the next few weeks. My friends at ERA King have 52 years of experience. ERA King Real Estate is growing to serve you. Text the word MOVE to 35260. That's MOVE to 35260. ERA King Real Estate, growing to serve you. Banking isn't just about your money, it's about you. It's about getting help with what you need when you need it. AmFirst was founded for members just like you, and they've been putting those members first since 1936. Putting you first means services that grow and change with the times to serve you better. Now, every bank has their own app, but that's just it. It's theirs, not yours. The AmFirst app was made for you. So it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. You can even customize the app, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards that will make you feel like the #1 priority you are. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you from AmFirst. Visit any AmFirst location or amfirst.org today. That's amfirst.org. America's first federal credit union, federally insured by the NCUA.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by Excalibur Services, a name you can now trust for all your plumbing needs. Call 205-718-8688 for all your residential HVAC, electrical, and now plumbing needs. Excalibur Services, Alabama license 15214.
The tradition of giving fine art continues with the Daniel A. Moore Alabama Christmas Gift Pack, including the new 2022 Crimson and White Fine Art Calendar, featuring some of the most honored former Alabama players, one collegiate classic fine art print signed by the artist, and your choice of 4 Daniel A. Moore beverage mugs, all for only $79, a $115 value. Order now at danielmooreart.com or by calling 1-800-735-2787.
We'll get LT's thoughts on Brock Bowers, a guy you need to be familiar with if you're an Alabama fan and haven't really watched Georgia play football this year, after I tell you about the great folks right there at the Pants Store. 5 great locations: Crestline, Leeds, Trussville, Tuscaloosa, or Huntsville. Online at pantstore.com. And don't forget, thanks to the Pants Store, if you get a purchase of $100 or more right now, they got free shipping for you and a lot more. So the Pants Store is there for you, and just all sorts of great brands like Carhartt and Wranglers and a lot more of the holiday needs that you need right now. You can go by there and get all your polos, your button downs, your quarter zips, your sweatshirts, your hats, and all that with your favorite team brands on there. And other brands like Wrangler and Carhartt and Dolce Vita, Hoka, Vintage Havana, Levi, Southern Marsh, and a lot more. And don't forget, the Pants Store also has gift cards. That's the perfect gift, right? Because I'd rather you give me a gift card to the Pants Store and let me go pick out what I like. And they got all the game day gears for the ladies as well. It's all right there. 5 locations: Crestline, Leeds, Trussville, Tuscaloosa, or Huntsville, or pantstore.com, and they'll ship you free shipping all orders $100 or more with our friends at the pantstore.com. Man, Brock Bowers, no need to hide from this guy. He is a devastating freshman tight end playmaker. I don't know how many people were counting on Brock Bowers to contribute like he has, but he has 10 touchdowns this year, LT. That's 3rd in the SEC behind Jamison Williams and Treylon Burks of Bama and Arkansas. This guy is a weapon, and he may be their best receiving weapon.
Oh, he is. You know, George Pickens, it'll be interesting. He came back last week against Tech, had the 1 reception, and he is a threat on that perimeter. A guy that had played a little bit of a factor in that 2019 SEC championship game against LSU, although they lost that game in a blowout. But Brock Bowers, in my opinion, best tight end in college football. Michael Mayer is really good for Notre Dame, But Brock Bowers is a true freshman, 6'4", 230 pounds. The guy's got great hands, can make adjustments, great speed, the yards after the catch. The thing that blows me away is they just don't get him enough touches. He's got 37 receptions, averaging right at 3 receptions a game.
Which is really good for a freshman, but not as good if you think he's the best tight end in the game. I mean, you would think you would get it to him more.
I would think 6 or 7 times a game.
Yeah, I mean, and he can be a massive impact in this game. Alabama's got to find a way to do something a lot of teams haven't been able to do. Well, I was about to say haven't been able to do consistently and cover him, but to Lance's point, he only touches it 3 times a game. So I say he can be a big impact in this game, but I don't know if he will be a big impact.
I forgot who was doing the game, Georgia Tech, Georgia last week, but somebody compared him to George Kittle already.
You think that's a good comparison?
Well, yeah. I mean,
it's a bold one.
With how athletic he is, his ability to run away as a tight end from guys. And, this shows you Kirby's reach. I mean, this kid's from California.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I think a positive, though, in covering him. After Brownie tells us about the great folks at Greystone Chiropractic, keeping him straight and in line, and we'll try to keep Brock Bowers in line. I'll tell you who'll do that for Bama.
All right, Jimmy Playbook coming up next. Have you gotten this from Pete Golding, your boy Pete Golding?
It's not from Pete Golding.
Okay.
It's an SEC coach.
Oh, interesting.
Anonymous SEC coach.
Greystone Chiropractic got my back straight, man. I went in and just tried to help my golf swing get looser, and what I found out from Dr. Lee Goldenberg is you get the spine aligned. It takes care of that nervous system, gets it properly aligned, which affects every cell, tissue, and organ in your body. Greystone Chiropractic. You can get a healthier life like I did. GreysstoneChiropractor.com. That's GreysstoneChiropractor.com. Or 205-981-8090, 205-981-8090. Tattersall Park, right off 280 and 119. Greystone Chiropractic.
I think Alabama's defense is actually set up really well against a tight end like Bowers, because that usually falls on Christian Harris or Helms to cover, and I think both of those guys are really good in coverage. Helms has had a heck of a year. I like that guy, and Christian Harris is good in coverage. I mean, it'll be a challenge with Brock Bowers, but of all the places where I think Alabama's secondary and their defense sometimes come up lacking, pass coverage from those two guys is not one of them. I like the matchup of taking Bowers out of this game tomorrow.
Well, let me say this too, though, Jim. If you can control the run pretty well with your front four, that sure does help you in the coverage game. And that will help against Brock Bowers if Alabama is able to neutralize the Georgia run. And Alabama's been really good, again, against the run this year. If they can neutralize the Georgia run with just their front four, and now all of a sudden it frees up your linebackers and safeties to handle the passing game.
Yeah, well, you've seen Alabama get beat up top.
Yep.
And Brock Bowers, although he's a tight end, he's a guy that actually he's one of those threats. But again, I go back to George Pickens. Do you guys think he plays a role tomorrow?
I really don't. I mean, he barely played a role against Georgia Tech. What do you have, that one catch?
Yeah.
Against Tech? And I've got to think, Jim, if you thought he could play, you're doing everything you can to get him the game reps and in game shape. If he had one catch against Georgia Tech, that's not doing that. And look, Georgia Tech was a scrimmage for them. They could have easily gotten him involved against Georgia Tech.
In the Farmfolio chat room, before Brown tells us about Farmfolio, Archie writes in on the Twitter feed and says, if Georgia scores 4 touchdowns, name me the players who scores the touchdowns. So off of Brock Bowers, you think he gets at least 1 tomorrow, LT?
I would say Brock Bowers gets a touchdown tomorrow. Yeah.
Do you think he gets 2?
I do not think he gets 2. I think that's he's got 10, and I don't think he gets 2.
So if they score 4, name me guys you think are scoring.
McConkey will get an opportunity up top.
Ladd?
Yep, Ladd will get an opportunity up top.
So we're going to have Georgia's version of Hunter Renfrow score a touchdown against Alabama.
This should be his biggest game, right? He's playing Alabama.
Yeah, I think they score 21, and then I would go Zamir White will score the other.
They'll run one in?
Yeah.
You feel comfortable with those names?
I would go Zamir White. Yeah, I mean, those are probably pretty good names to look for. I mean, you could always have the Stetson Bennett quarterback sneak or run down in the red zone or something like that. I would be a touch surprised if Georgia scores 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying 3.
Yeah, I mean, I would be way more comfortable answering that question if he said Georgia scores 3 touchdowns. I could see that. I'm a little surprised if they make it to 4.
So give me your score then. I mean,
I think 20-17. Now, I think Georgia wins this game, but I think they win it 20-17.
So we're talking 2017 game in your mind there.
That is correct.
Interesting. All right.
Georgia win.
Farmfolio chat room. That's where that question came from. You can be part of it at Next Round Live, or if you watch us, as many of you are doing right now on YouTube, on Twitch, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. thank you. And you can always comment and like there in the chat room as
Yeah,
well.
we get that question a lot. How do I get in the Farmfolio chat room? Well, you watch us on video. I mean, we read your tweets as well, but the video platform is where the Farmfolio chat room exists. And if you're worried about market volatility, let Farmfolio show you your investment can turn into cash flowing farmland property at farmfolio.net.
All right, approaching the top of the hour here. John Mechie, we're moving him up. Mechie's got a meeting at noon, so he'll be with us at the top of this hour. Wasn't with us yesterday, not going to be with us at noon today. Moving him up an hour to get Mechie on. We'll talk to him about what happened down at Jordan-Hare Stadium and everything else coming up in about 6 minutes here. Last night in recruiting, USC got Raleek Brown to flip from Oklahoma. So that at one time, 91st recruiting class at USC got a little bit better with a 4 or 5-star running back. You've got a 2023 5-star quarterback that's committed now, and things are starting to turn out there in L.A. for Lincoln Riley. I saw one story that basically said Lincoln is making L.A. sexy again.
Well, he's not wasting any time getting those Oklahoma guys either, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you tried to find the recruiting rankings, weren't they 91st?
Yeah, something like that.
And I told you, watch in the next couple of weeks, you'll see them belts in the top 15.
All the way to the top 15.
That's a lot. That's a push there now. It's a long way to go.
Well, we'll see what when you keep bringing in guys like Raleek Brown and
It
everyone
helps.
else that was going to Oklahoma with you. Remember how upset Alabama fans got at Georgia just when they were trying to take one second-string DB? It became a boiling point for Bama fans. You don't do that when you leave Kirby. You don't do that. Well, here's a guy who left Oklahoma, taking an entire recruiting class with him to Los Angeles, taking coaches with him and coordinators and everything. All right, Mechie at the top of the hour, and we'll talk to John about the big game tomorrow here in the ATL. We're live from Twin Peaks and Buckhead on the road again with the next round right here.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. If you're looking for a fun golf atmosphere that is laid back with a peaceful environment, the Meadows Golf Course in Harpersville, right off of Highway 280, is perfect for you. Just a short drive from Birmingham, this 18-hole, 200-acre track with rolling fairways and ample greens is the definition of peacefulness of the country just miles from the city. Enjoy a great lunch before your round and a cocktail on the wraparound porch after 18. Come see us today. The Meadows Golf Course in Harpersville, right off of Highway 280. Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
We've told you about the excellent service you get from Excalibur Services for residential heating, cooling, and electrical problems. Now, you can also depend on Excalibur for all your plumbing needs. Excalibur will perform plumbing services in the same excellent manner as our heating, cooling, and electrical services. Highly trained plumbers now teaming up with highly trained HVAC and electrical service experts. At Excalibur, we have you covered. 205-718-8688. Excalibur Services, Alabama license number 15214.
Being a boot fanatic, I have found the perfect place to shop for the greatest selection of boots with brands like Lucchese, Ariat, Dan Post, Twisted X, Justin, and more. Hey, Tom Luganbill here, telling you Jack's Western and Outdoor Wear in Coleman is the place to go. Western boots, fashion boots, and work boots. Jack's has them all. Plus, a great selection of apparel and boots for the entire family. Jack's Western and Outdoor Wear is a one-stop shop for all your holiday gift-giving needs. Jack's Western and Outdoor Wear, I-65, exit 304. Just look for the Big Red Building and follow Jack's on Facebook and Instagram.
Hello, Vulcan here. Can we talk? Sure, I'm the biggest thing in Birmingham, being 56 feet tall, but big isn't always better. It's what you're big on. Like the great community banking at First Bank's new financial center in Homewood. Their reputation for customer service towers. Bank where you stand tall, without birds perching on your head. No, they're building a nest.
First Bank,
Now open at 404 Hollywood Boulevard. Member FDIC.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Hello, I'm J.L. Shea, and 4 generations of Sheas have run our business in the same spot in downtown Homewood. People ask me from time to time why we do what we do. I can tell you that it's just not all about the clothes, although we are a little obsessive about the brands we bring into our store. No, we do what we do because of people just like you. And through all these years, I've learned one critical lesson. The most important part of a man's wardrobe is fit. When your clothes fit, they feel like part of you, not just something you put on in the morning. You move more easily, you feel more confident. And fit is not an accident or a matter of luck. It shows whether you're buying a made-to-measure suit, a jacket off the rack, or a pair of jeans. We're going to ensure that the fit is perfectly you. Come see us at Shea's. I promise you'll notice a difference. That's Shea's in downtown Homewood, where we have been since 1922.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We are live in Atlanta, Georgia. We're at Twin Peaks Buckhead. Wish John Mechie was with us in person. I'd love to have lunch with Mechie today to talk to him about the game. Let's talk to the Alabama wide receiver hero, one of them, of the Iron Bowl.
Courtesy of our friends at Craneworks, the rental works division of Craneworks, and he is here now as he gets ready to head over to Atlanta for the SEC Championship game. First off, Mitch, how are you today? You doing well?
I'm doing good. Thank y'all for having me.
I can't hear you.
Hello?
Is that a problem with our plan, our system?
It could be, yeah. It could be. Hang tight, Mitch. We'll be back with you.
All right.
Yeah.
With that in mind, I will go ahead and tell you.
Give us a headline real quick.
I will go ahead and give you the headlines. This hour is brought to you by our friends at Champy's world famous fried chicken right on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Great for your tailgates. If you're packing up, coming over here to Atlanta, Georgia, you'll roll over here and have great tailgating food, whether it's fried chicken or chicken on a stick. That Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, it's all so good and so right there at your convenience. Highway 119 in Alabaster. Sterling and his crew ready to take care of you there. ChampysChicken.com, ChampysChicken.com. Bronco Mendenhall is out as the head coach at Virginia. Also, Troy is hiring John Sumrall, the co-defensive coordinator of Kentucky, Neil Brown's staff back in the day. Marcus Freeman's officially the coach of Notre Dame. And a couple of championship games before we do Alabama and Georgia tomorrow. You get the Pac-12 championship tonight, Oregon and Utah, and also the Conference USA championship, Kentucky and UTSA.
Yeah, we're going to try this with John Mechie again. He's going to join us now. Mitch, we got you this time?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, man. Thanks a lot. So first of all, before we talk about the SEC championship game, let's go back to the Iron Bowl. And I want to ask you specifically about that last play because I saw stories that said basically Bryce Young said, go run this route and I'll hit you for the game winner. Was that the way that went down?
Yeah, I think it was just that one was just Bryce and I figuring it out, feeling out what we wanted to run, and just going out there and playing football.
Hey, you've started a trend. A lot of people were doing Karate Kid at the Iron Bowl, both sides.
Yeah, definitely saw some people doing it out there.
Well, we used to try to talk you into changing that celebration. I think it's gone so far now, man. It's your thing now. There's no way you can change it. You got to stick with it the rest of your career now.
Nah, I definitely think I got to at least see it through for the rest of the season.
Yeah, but it became a taunting thing, didn't it? I mean, they were sort of rubbing it in your face. How did that go over on your sideline?
It was cool. I didn't really pay much attention. All I know is I got the last word. So.
So you guys know what's in front of you. You win tomorrow, you're in the college football playoff. You saw this Georgia defense last year. You scored a touchdown in this game. What makes the defense you saw last year so much different this year?
I think they're a lot more together as a unit. They're a lot more solid as a unit. A sound defense on the front seven and DBs and everything. So they're a really sound defense.
John Mechie is with us. He joins us each week, courtesy of our friends at Craneworks, the rental works division of Craneworks equipment rental division. The source for all your equipment needs, big or small, big equipment like skid steers and excavators, all the way down to the smaller equipment like pressure washers, brush mowers, or trailers. Visit craneworks.com for more information. This is a tremendous defense. You know that. You see the numbers. As Lance said, you faced them last year. What makes them so good? What makes this defense a defense that can have almost historic numbers in college football?
I think just the effort that they play with, the energy that they play with, all of them running to the ball, their linebackers flying around, just their defense flying around. So I think just the way they play.
You are in that training room. You're in that football building, every day of your life. You've got guys like Brian Robinson, who is trying to get treatment and play on Saturday. You've got Trey Sanders, who's come back from what he's come back for to be able to play on Saturday. Tell me, as a guy who's now near the end of his time in Tuscaloosa, what it means for you as a team to see these guys laying it all on the line to try to overcome injury and play Saturday. And if B-Rob can't go, do you think Trey can fill his shoes?
100%. 100% at any position here. I think it's a next man up mentality. So I think Trey will be able to do that, no doubt. And it means a lot, especially just because the brotherhood we have here, knowing what everyone goes through week in and week out, the injuries and nicks that everybody battles through, just to be able to play with each other on Saturdays and help the team have the best chance to win. It definitely means a lot to your teammates, them knowing that although you're going through something, you're going to go out there and fight with them and battle with them.
How relieved will you be to have Jameson Williams back opposite of you? You missed him for a lot of that game down at the Iron Bowl.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great. We can go out there and hopefully we get our offense hitting on all cylinders and have some fun.
All right. Well, good luck to you, Match. We appreciate the time as always, man, and look forward to seeing you guys play in Atlanta tomorrow.
Appreciate you. Thank y'all for having me.
All right. Thank you. That is John Mechie, who joins us each week, courtesy of our friends at Craneworks, the rental works division of Craneworks. All the equipment you need, big or small. They got big equipment like skid steers, excavators, all the way down to the smaller equipment like pressure washers, brush mowers, or trailers. They got it all. And don't forget, equipment operators to craneworks.com for more information.
All right. I appreciate Greg and Rick, my buddy Rick, and a couple of you letting us know that you guys could hear Mechie, but we couldn't hear on location at Twin Peaks. Got that worked out and got Mechie on there ready to go. And hopefully he has another big game tomorrow. Make this thing interesting. He has become so consistent and such a good route runner. And, I was worried about, Mechie living up to expectations coming into the season, because there were a lot of expectations with what Devontae and Judy and everybody had done before him. The numbers are not, going to blow your way. But as far as consistency and route running and sure hands, boy, Mechie has delivered when they needed him to deliver this year.
Well, look, outside of Ohio State and, their big three, I mean, this is the best duo in college football, in my opinion, with Jameson Williams, who ironically came from Ohio State, has now paired up with Mechie. But I did want to bring this up. So you guys remember the game in Bryant. You were probably there last year where Georgia led at halftime 24-20.
Absolutely.
And then they got dominated in the second half. It's hard to believe, though, that defense has changed so much in a year. It was a good defense last year. It was one of the better defenses in college football. But now, again, we're talking about a generational defense. They gave up 41 points to Alabama last year. Mac Jones passed for 417 yards. Can you imagine a Georgia defense this year giving up 417 through the air?
No, I cannot. I mean, first of all, I will say Alabama is your SEC champion if that happens. You'll grant me that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think part of it may be what you hear some people saying, that this Georgia team just hasn't played that kind of offense yet.
They haven't.
And maybe Alabama's not that anymore. and maybe they won't be that tomorrow with so many injuries and everything. But and maybe they won't get tested at all. Maybe they won't face that kind of offense the rest of the year or anyone close to that. That's why the numbers they are. But you will give me. You start going through who Georgia has played this year. They've played a lot of offensively challenged teams along the way. Not taking away from anything. You play the schedule that's in front of you, and they've done that to near. They've done it perfectly, but almost perfect on both sides of the football too.
The only thing I would say is Arkansas's got at times pretty good offense. You can ask Alabama that. What did Alabama be up 35?
Yep.
They shut Arkansas out. And then the other offense that you could look at would be Tennessee. Now, Tennessee moved the ball against Georgia. They only came up with the 17 points, which is a season high against that defense. I don't know.
I mean, that's the best offense
Probably.
they played was Tennessee. I mean, Arkansas at the time they played them had been clicking, and Arkansas just had they were awful that day, and a lot of that credit goes to Georgia. But that Tennessee offense, I think, is the best one they have played.
Yeah, they threw for 332 against Georgia. I think you'd take that if you're Alabama. Right now, if you said Bryce Young goes 332.
It's the only offense that has thrown for 300 yards on Georgia this year. That's it. And I believe if Alabama throws for 300 yards, they win this game. Now, listen, turnovers are obviously something that you can't account for, so they would have to play clean. But with a otherwise clean game, if Alabama throws for 300 yards, they win this game.
Yeah, this could make you feel good if you're an Alabama fan because Tennessee, not only did they throw for 322 or 332, they also were 9 for 20 on third downs. The problem was, going back to what you just said about turnovers, they were -2 in turnovers.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, turnovers get you beat, and especially in a game like this. But if Alabama can play clean otherwise, and look, Alabama's played clean football. Bryce Young does not throw a lot of interceptions. Alabama generally does not fumble the football in the run game. Nick Saban's running backs have been very, very good about that. So, I would have confidence Alabama could probably play a clean game. If they throw for 300 yards, they win this football game.
Rockstar will tell us about his guy in just a second here, and then I want to walk down memory lane on what you remember about the two most recent heartbreaking, well, it won't be the two most recent, but two of the most heartbreaking losses that have happened here in this city for the Georgia Bulldogs. They've had 3 of them. So we'll walk back through all 3 of them. But Rockstar, first, tell us about your guy.
It's Adam Mestre at MD Realty. You know that Adam is a third-generation realtor who was born and raised in Birmingham, so he knows the area. You want a guy like Adam to find a house for you. Why rent when you can buy? Thinking of selling your house in the spring? You need to act now because January is one of the busiest months when it comes to listing homes. Call Adam Mestre for a free home evaluation at 205-422-0589 or visit mdrealtyllc.com. At MD Realty, we make house calls.
All right. And Rockstar, is James and the rest of the guys still there on the phone?
He is not. Sorry about that.
Okay. No problem at all. I wanted to get to this conversation here. 2012, one of the more exciting, if not the most exciting SEC championship game that I've been to. And there was a moment after the block. Was it a block field goal or a block?
It was.
A block field goal, scoop and score.
Alec Ogletree.
Yeah, scoop and score. I think I leaned over to you, Brown, and I said, that's it, man. Georgia's going to go and play for the national championship.
Dynasty is over.
And then here they come back. Alabama does. The great play action throw from A.J. McCarron that puts them ahead. But then Georgia marches down the field, and they get down to the 5-yard line of Alabama, and, time runs out. Their time runs out on them. They don't get into the end zone. What do you remember about that game, that team of Georgia? How good was that team?
It was really good. I mean, Aaron Murray was a great college quarterback. Todd Gurley was on that team. The thing I remember the most about that game, and you guys might remember, I thought there was an interception. I've told this story before. So I thought Alabama had ended the game, and I was running to a reservation with a buddy. So we left the dome.
Shocker.
And then I get a call, hey, Georgia's driving. And so I missed that entire drive.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember who actually had the pick?
Was it Vinny Cincinnati?
No.
No, I want to say it was C.J. Mosley, but
No.
I'm not certain about that. I mean, do you remember?
No, I don't, but it was a defensive back.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a defensive player that had the pick? Okay.
Yeah, and they had to review it. They
Yep.
ended up hitting the turf. They get the ball back, and they go down there. So 2012, that team was the second best team in the country.
Yeah, but it was, that was a good Georgia offense. The defense wasn't that good. You look at Alabama, Eddie Lacy went 181 that game with 2 touchdowns. TJ Yeldon, your boy, went 153. They went 350 on the ground in that game.
A lot of people saying D. Milliner was the guy with the
Yep,
pick.
that was
Yeah,
it.
I think Mosley tipped it, according to Kevin there at the end. I think it was C.J. Mosley with the tip that ultimately ended the game.
What would you give to have that kind of running game healthy tomorrow for Alabama? Unbelievable. 2017, 13-0 at the half. 13-0 at the half. Georgia's up. And Jalen Hurts getting no kind of production. They put Tua Tagovailoa in the game, and he leads them back, gets them to overtime. And then you get a field goal, and then you sack Tua Tagovailoa. And at that point, you think it's over. Alabama's losing the game. Georgia's going to be national champions. And then, of course, 2nd and 26 to Devontae happens. And again, Georgia's the second best team in the country.
Look, Nick Saban made one of the ballsiest moves we've ever seen. I mean, bringing in a true freshman, benching a starter that had you in that position to win a national championship. But it was as good as Tua played. Jake Fromm played that bad in the second half. You guys remember the 2 interceptions he threw in the second half. Without that, they win that game.
And they missed a kick. Blankenship, who otherwise was a very dependable kicker, misses the kick. Everything Alabama had to do to come back and win that game, they did. And everything Georgia had to do to contribute, they did.
But remember, Alabama missed a game winner.
They did.
Yeah, that sent it to overtime.
You fully expect that, though, right?
You want to hear the 4 backs Alabama had healthy that day?
4 running backs?
Yeah.
Well, I know Najee Harris had a really good.
Well, they really didn't have great games, but all 4 were healthy.
Damian Harris, Najee Harris.
Yep.
Bo Scarborough.
Yep.
And the 4th would have been, who was the 4th?
Josh Jacobs. Just take one of those guys. I mean,
What
if
a
you had
backfield.
one of those guys tomorrow,
What
just
a
the
backfield.
difference.
Yeah. Or you could run Trey Sanders if you had that offensive line.
Of course, they had Sony Michel, Nick Chubb, and DeAndre Swift in that backfield.
Well, the talent that has come through this SEC championship game. And then the year after that, Alabama eventually gets it handed to them by Clemson out in Santa Clara. But you heard Reese Davis say on our show yesterday that he gives great respect to 2018 and 2019 Alabama as some of the greatest teams in college football history. They just didn't, they were not the best team that year because you were playing historic Clemson and historic LSU in 2018 and 2019. But Jalen Hurts to wait his turn and come in and come off the bench and lead Alabama to victory over Georgia. So, maybe, no doubt, in 2012 and 2017, maybe even in 2018, Georgia's had the second best team in the country in this long 41-year drought of not having the national championship. They've been bridesmaids a lot, and a lot of people believe Georgia's ready finally to grab the bouquet and become the bride. And it starts tomorrow at Mercedes-Benz Stadium against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Part of our show being brought to you today, this hour, by our friends at Champy's World Famous Chicken. Champy's World Famous Chicken. Make sure you swing by there and get some chicken today. If you're ready for lunch or dinner tonight, Champy's World Famous Chicken. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Great sides to go with all that wonderful chicken. Chicken tenders, if you like the tenders or if your kids like those. And, of course, poor boys and those Mississippi Delta tamales I tell you about all the time. Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. When we come back, trash is part of the conversation live from Twin Peaks. See if we get the Twin Peak girls around to hear Uncle LT tell them about trash. It is next on the road in Atlanta. Stay with us.
Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Vulcan Tire and Automotive. 4 great locations right here in Birmingham. The team at Vulcan Tire and Automotive, they feel it's important for you to know they don't employ any salespeople or technicians that are incentivized with your commissions. When you are getting your vehicle serviced, the team is only incentivized to take care of you and your vehicle. That doesn't happen everywhere, but it does happen at Vulcan Tire and Automotive. Again, 4 locations right here in Birmingham, Hoover, Moody, Trussville, and Gardendale. For more information, Vulcan Tire and Auto.com.
Do your friends suck at golf? If yes, you can find the perfect gift for them at Golf Tees. Everything from t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, polos, quarter zips, hats, and a lot more. Everyone knows that golf is hard enough, so don't take it seriously and have fun with it. Go to officialgolftees.com for the perfect Christmas gift for the golfers in your life. Again, check out officialgolftees.com or on all social media platforms at officialgolftees. Remember, swing hard in case you hit it. And happy holidays from Golf Tees.
Did you tweak your shoulder pulling down the attic ladder? Feel a pop in your elbow working out? Or feeling pain in your knees getting up from the couch at halftime? Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics has 9 locations in the Birmingham metro area, affiliated with Brookwood Baptist Health, to get your life back on track. Your health can't wait. Call Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics at 855-219-6200 or visit precisionsportsortho.com.
Anytime you use the phrase world famous, it means something. Gus's Fried Chicken is in fact world famous. It's been featured in GQ, Forbes, The Washington Post, on the Food Network, and the Travel Channel. And Gus's recipe has been around since 1953. It's routinely ranked the top spot for the best fried chicken in multiple U.S. publications. Visit 2201 2nd Avenue South or online GusFriedChicken.com. Gus's is a great catering option for office and holiday parties, and they even cook on site. Get the family meal on the drive home at 2201 2nd Avenue South or visit online GusFriedChicken.com. It's time to start thinking about employee holiday gifts. Consider getting your hardworking guys a pair of Red Wing boots. Each day, your employees are on the job site helping your company succeed, so reward them with comfort at its best. The Red Wing mobile shoe truck can visit your shop and fit your employees with a great selection of boots. Or Red Wing gift cards can be purchased at your local Red Wing store, available in all amounts. Whichever program you choose, your employees will appreciate the quality, service, and selection from Red Wing shoes, and they'll also be thankful they have such a great boss. Reward your employees this holiday season with Red Wing shoes. Holly Mack Wilson wants you to have a safe and enjoyable holiday season. To protect your home and keep it safe, Holly suggests the following tips. Water your tree daily. Use candles with care and caution. Keep your packages out of sight from doors and windows. If you travel, secure your home before leaving. Check all electrical circuits and don't overload them. Consider smart technology to protect your home. And for more information, always check out her website, hollymachomes.com. Happy holidays to all. Holly Mack Wilson, a Tuscaloosa Keller Williams agent.
On the field or in the office, you need a solid team and a strong game plan if you want to beat the competition. Xerox Business Solutions Southeast offers everything from printers to managed IT services, as well as hybrid work hardware solutions through our titanium partnership with Dell. For championship-level office solutions, get Xerox Business Solutions Southeast into your starting lineup. Visit xbssoutheast.com/win. Touchdown!
Iron Mountain Construction is an industrial services company with over 500 people available for your situation and needs. They are committed to safely supporting the operations of your facility through their execution of quality-driven maintenance services and on-time, on-budget small capital construction work. And they offer support with plumbers, pipe fitters, millwrights, iron workers, laborers, operators, and more. Call the office of Iron Mountain Construction, 205-781-1170 for Jeremy Purvis and Iron Mountain Construction.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant Bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Back with you on the next round from Atlanta. And we just had a really great guy named Alex swing by here.
I want to tell Rockstar the whole story.
Okay.
Because I don't think you're going to tell part of it.
Okay. Well, let me first. Well, I wasn't going to tell that part, but
no, that part's the best part.
Let me first tell you about my buddy Greg Nelson. Greg from Pell City Storm Restoration Roofing. My friend Greg from Pell City has been doing this for a long, long time. Locally owned for 20 years. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They can fix your roof. If you got a roof problem, or if you're going to have a roof problem in the future, remember the name Greg from Pell City. He'll be there for you when you need him the most. But the best part Greg will do for you right now is give you a free no-cost inspection. If you're like me, you don't know when you have a needed repair coming or not. Greg will jump up on your roof. He and his team will check it out. Free, no cost to you, no obligation at all. Let you know if you need to have anything done to your roof. Insurance companies trust them, so that means you'll get a great deal with your insurance as well. They've got great warranties, the best in the business. Call this number, 205-542-3531, 205-542-3531 for a free no-cost inspection, or just look him up on Facebook. Greg from Pell City, it is Storm Restoration Roofing. Let him keep a roof over your head.
Rockstar, Alex came by. He's an Auburn graduate, and lives here in Atlanta. Big fan of the show. And he showed us while he was here that he and numerous friends have a text thread that runs during the show. You know what they call it?
The landmine.
Oh, you're very close, actually. Jim Dunaway's disciples.
Amen, brother.
That's awesome, Dunaway.
Yeah.
Why are you so?
Well, I'm embarrassed.
Why would you be embarrassed?
It's so humbling. It's
It is.
flattering.
It really is.
I mean,
Well,
just such a nice thing.
So when he first came over, I mean, first of all, we've had so many people here in Atlanta come in to talk to us and breaks that listen to us over here. But Rockstar, when somebody tells you they have a running text thread about the show during the show, I mean, that is very humbling. But then when he said they call it Jim Dunaway's disciples.
Can you ask him to see the thread? I would love to see the thread with the
Yes,
comments
he
on.
showed it to us. Well, yeah, he didn't show us like
Yeah, I
didn't read the
would like to
comments.
know the content.
Yeah. Jim, I mean, I think it's a heck of an honor, man.
It is. I mean, even if they're making fun of me, it's awesome. you
Somebody
know?
gets broken up with, fired, car wreck.
It's in the
Jim
group
Dunaway's
chat.
disciples. That's right.
Yeah. It's so awesome. And even if you're making fun of me, I'm flattered to be the butt of your jokes. Even if you're slamming Dunaway in the text, it's fantastic.
One thing I've always said when people talk about our show, I've said the one thing that has made our show work as long as it has is everybody on the show is willing to be the butt of the joke. Now, there are times it goes too far, but I will say that about this group, and I think Rockstar would concur that everybody's willing to be the butt of the joke for the betterment of the show, right, Rocky?
Yes, I think Dunaway may get a little more than everybody else. I wouldn't really agree.
There's no doubt he does, and that's and I'm being genuine here. I know you think I'm screwing with you. I'm being genuine. I appreciate that about you.
Yeah,
that you are willing. There are times it goes too far with Jim, and I end up feeling bad. And I think this guy sitting to my right sometimes does that.
But anything he does doesn't hurt me. It's when you do it, Brown. That's when it hurts. But I was telling Maggie how we were making fun of her the other day in her British shows and this and that, and she says, "Oh no, have I become you on the show now?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Are they making fun of me now, like they make fun of you?" And I said, "Sort of."
Yeah, kind of.
And she's like, "Oh, I don't want that." And so that's fantastic. Rockstar, a young lady last night who was close by from us, and we started talking to.
Close by.
So she was
close by.
We were at this place. We went to so many places. At one time, Brown asked, "Are we on a
Excuse
park
me, ma'am.
crawl?"
You're within speaking distance.
So we're in a restaurant, and they're right on top of each other. at
Yeah,
this
one of those
restaurant.
couches,
Yeah.
one of those couch areas, Rockstar, where they are in the area, right?
Right.
It's like we are not sitting in a
Communal seating.
Yeah, communal seating. That's what
I'm
Jim's
looking
trying
for.
to say. Yes.
So we end up talking for a second, and at some point, she says something that makes me think I'm old, or she makes me like she thinks I'm old, and I'm like, "How old do you think I am?" And she said, 62.
Oh, that's good.
Do you think,
Direct kick to the balls,
do you
Rocky.
think that ended my night right there, Rockstar?
Yes.
No,
Check, please.
Well,
Check.
Dunaway, Rockstar, you know it. Dunaway pursed his lips and said,
62.
I'm ready to head back to the hotel.
No, I pursed my lips and said, "It's really bad lighting in here." Is what it is.
It kind of was, though.
And then LT says, "You know what you need, Dunaway? A hat."
He did. Lance did
And a
say that. He
mask.
said, I had to make you look
Brown,
younger.
Brown saw me get carded last night.
I did. Lance got carded.
Oh, the reverse happened to Lance.
That sure that made it worse.
Did y'all walk in together? Hey,
Who?
is this grandfather's son?
No, before we do trash, we did one of the bar crawl stops. We walked into was it a high school or college party?
So it was a local Atlanta.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Rockstar. So
Oh my
this
gosh.
so this local Atlanta person was like, "I'll tell you a good scene where you guys could just go hang out, maybe have a drink."
It is a
and-
really cool bar, though.
and
I've been there
relax."
before.
Yeah, and he told us the bar. What was the bar name? Do you remember?
Mhm.
Supply and Demand was the name of the bar in Buckhead, right, Rockstar?
Okay.
So we walk in and they card you at the door, which didn't necessarily alarm me. That's a little college bar, like when they're having to show your driver's license at the door, but they ask us all. So I'm like, I guess they do that for everybody. And we get in there, and some fraternity/sorority mixer had rented the bar out.
Oh,
And
God.
I mean, no, Rockstar. I mean,
Everybody's dressed to the nines, Rockstar.
yes, sequins and
Sequins?
suits and and in their 20s.
Yeah. And from
And here-
Emory, they were from Emory.
It looked like a New Year's Eve party.
But the weirdest thing happened, and you guys saw this happen. I'm not
Yep.
making this up. Rockstar, these are Emory College kids, we come to find out, who had rented the bar. I mean, you've seen the Simpsons meme where the guy hangs his hat, takes the hat back off, and makes a U-turn. We did that. I mean, we're like, oh my God.
Well, why'd they let y'all in if it was like a private party?
I don't know. That's what I couldn't figure. We said something to the bouncer when we walked back out. So anyway, we walk in, and I mean, I had not been in there 20 seconds. Some kid goes, "Hey, Brownie, what are you doing here?
What are you guys up
I
here?"
was like, holy crap. Like, y'all could be my kids.
Yep. That's truthfully, I think what the bouncer thought, Rockstar, is that we were here for carpool.
Yeah, chaperones.
ID checks.
We were here to pick people up. I'm
My
here for
son in
Johnny
there.
and his date. Yeah, it was
Oh, it was
hilarious.
awful.
All right, Trash Every Day is brought to you by Mortgage Right. LT's got it ready to go, I assume, over there. It's printed.
Yeah, I'll get it worked out.
Okay, not printed. We're
No,
just-
but I got it.
All right, so a little technical rowing the boat over here with Twin Peaks. Hit it, Rockstar.
Thank you to the Wendy's. What can I get for you?
Can I have sex?
You want sex?
No, stupid. Number 6.
Oh.
LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
Hey, if you're ready to make some major money moves, but your bank account is at a standstill, well, our friends at Mortgage Right, they can help you get the ball rolling with a cash out refi, pay off your debt, renovate your home, or even buy yourself that pinball machine that's been sitting in your eBay cart. Whatever needs funding is in your future if you have the home equity to back up it. With refinancing experts nationwide, Mortgage Right will guide you through the process with ease. Make your home work for you. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR today, NMLS 2239, equal housing lender. We start first. A woman who ran onto the tarmac at the LA International Airport was detained by police Monday night.
I would hope so.
LA airport police statement said the woman who had a ticket was in the airport's Terminal 1 when she opened a door, triggering an alarm, and walked onto a ramp to the tarmac. Quote, airline employees who witnessed the woman exiting the terminal followed security protocols and maintained visual contact until the airport police arrived shortly thereafter and detained the woman. The woman, who was not identified, told officers, quote, she'd been trying to flag the aircraft down, according to the statement.
Yeah, so what's your end game there? You
Oh, by
missed
the-
your flight, obviously.
By the way, the plane was parked. Like, I don't think it was me. I think she had some issues. I think
Yeah, the plane was parked at the gate.
Yeah. She was trying to flag it down.
Yeah. Rockstar, you think she had visited one of the bars there in LAX?
Yeah, I don't think she hit the flight though. Like, can you imagine waving a plane down like a taxi?
I was supposed to be on this one. I am so sorry.
Boy, I wish we had visual for this one. We've got a Playboy model film the moment that she was kicked out of a mall after she stripped down, body painted herself to look like a nutcracker as part of a bizarre holiday-themed stunt.
Huh.
Wow.
Frances James, 31, who has more than 9 million followers on Instagram, stood in the middle of a Florida shopping center in only her underwear and some festive paint to hand out nuts to passerbys. And her outfit, or lack thereof it, eventually led to her being removed from the premises. Now, the model, who's originally from Colombia, now lives in Miami, recreated the famous Christmas character using only body paint and decorative jewels. She finished the look with knee-high boots, top hat, and a golden stick. She covered her body with red and blue paint and offered men nuts as they walked past her, reminding them it's No Nut November.
It's a good stunt.
Boy, I bet the jokes were endless.
That's when a security guard approached her and made her leave.
I've got people who offer him nuts back. You think?
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah.
Yes. I got.
Buy one, take one.
Okay. Here are actors who basically play the same character in every single movie. Like, when you think of an actor who is the same in every movie, who would you throw out? These are all going to make sense.
William H. Macy. I don't know. I take that back.
Steve Buscemi.
No.
All the guys who played in The Sopranos, they were in Law and Orders as mobsters as well.
Okay, we got specific. Dwayne Johnson plays The Rock in every one of his movies.
Well, that's true. Yes, I know that's the route we were going.
Morgan Freeman is always the older advisor to the protagonist.
That is absolutely accurate, and he's so good in that role too.
Yeah, but you're right. He is always the wise one.
Yeah, Rockstar. What's the name of the Batman? Lucius Fox, is that right?
Yes, Lucius.
Yeah, he is so good in that role. I like him in that role. The one with Christian Bale in it. That's really the only one I've watched.
Yeah. Bruce Willis, pretty much always some retired cop military guy who's forced to return to a life of justice after some bad shit happens.
It's true. Like every time he's always got, like, I think a ton of his movies, he's got a headache. He's got a hangover, and he's just, all I want is an Advil, like something. He's always hungover, and he's just, oh God, he's back. Oh,
Hey,
Tim's back.
Rocky, have you seen the? Luganbill brought this up a couple of weeks ago. The movies that made us on Netflix, the documentary.
Sadly,
and
Nancy
they do.
we watched Dirty Dancing, the version of that, which is kind of interesting.
So they do Die Hard, and I won't give a lot away. It's only 45 minutes. I highly recommend that series. But when they cast Bruce Willis, when he got the role, he made $5 million. He was the highest paid actor in Hollywood. But when the trailer rolled in theaters, people laughed because it was Bruce Willis.
Really?
Like, they didn't think he was going to be able to work out as an action hero.
Because of Moonlighting?
Such an iconic role.
Was it because
What
of
was that,
Moonlight-
Rocky?
Was it because of Moonlighting?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was Moonlighting. And he didn't, look the muscle-bound part of people were used to, Schwarzenegger and Stallone.
That was him and Sybil Shepherd, right? In Moonlighting?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. I remember that show.
Here's another actor, basically plays the same character in every movie. Kevin Hart, always the little guy that acts like he's tough, and then he is shown being scared of everything.
Yep.
And how about Mark Wahlberg? Always pissed and chasing somewhere, swears a lot.
So true.
Park my car. Where'd I park my car?
Jesus. Another good, the movies that made us, was Home Alone. And this story, potential intruders, notwithstanding the prospect of having the 5-bedroom Georgian house from Home Alone from 1990, all to yourself during the holidays. Sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah.
This year, you and up to 3 friends can make it happen. As the Daily Mail reports, the McAllister's home is listed on Airbnb for one night only, December 12th, and it'll cost $25.
Wow, that's not bad at all. $25.
Quite a bargain for an overnight stay, but especially for an estate with an estimated value of over $2 million, according to Zillow. Now, it's located 671 Lincoln Avenue in Winnipeg, Illinois, a very wealthy village just north of Chicago. Now, visitors will actually score a meet and greet with a real-life tarantula. No thanks.
Oh,
They'll also get access to Disney Plus's new movie, Home Sweet Home Alone.
Oh, that's the
a
best
Lego
part.
Ideas Home Alone set to keep for themselves, the opportunity to deck the halls in booby traps, and dining fare will include Chicago-style pizza and, of course, microwavable Kraft mac and cheese. They ordered Domino's, did they not, when he spilled the Pepsi?
Yep, they did.
I guess they couldn't get the sponsorship.
Did I not see, Rockstar, that you could rent that house and stay there before? Is this the first time you've been able to rent that house?
I know.
Because I thought.
I don't know. Well, the thing is, I don't know if they have it. The interior, is the interior the same as the movie?
No. That's what I was going to say. Is I thought it was on Airbnb for a little bit, and there were a lot of complaints that the interior was different, that everybody felt like they got, ripped off out of their money because it didn't look the same as the movie looked. And I'm like, you couldn't have expected that, right? There's such thing as an exterior shot in a set, right?
So if you're interested, you got to act fast. 2 p.m. Eastern time, December 7th. That's when the house will be available on Airbnb. How many people you think will bid for that?
A lot. It's kind of a cult classic movie.
Well, what they ought to do is bid it and give it to charity and just see what the highest bidder is.
Yes. It's a good
Okay,
idea.
I've got ridiculous moments where a great franchise actually officially jumped the shark.
Okay, you call it out. Let me see if I can guess.
Fast and the Furious.
Never seen any of them.
Was number 7 done away.
It was the 7th one? This
Yeah.
one the guy passed, right?
No.
Wow.
It's actually when a car jumps from one skyscraper to another skyscraper. I've seen like 3 or 4 with Jack, and it jumped the shark in like maybe the first one.
How did the car get on the skyscraper?
Don't ask
I
questions.
really don't know.
Brown, come on, man. It's a movie.
Yeah.
What do you do, Rocky? You take an elevator?
Quit trying to
Take
be
an elevator?
logical.
Okay.
Here's another one. Die Another Day. When James Bond surfs a CGI tsunami.
That did not happen. Did it really?
I don't know if I saw Die Another Day. Was that not Pierce Bronson?
Yeah, I have not seen any of the Pierce Brosnan Bonds,
Yeah.
but that's one of his.
Well, I'm not going to keep watching it. I'm on number 2.
Yeah, you're just going
How
to punch
about
on
this?
out now.
I saw Jurassic Park, and I saw the second one with Julianne Moore and Vince Vaughn, and that's when I gave it up. I never saw The Lost World, but they say this is when it officially jumped the shark, when Jeff Goldblum's daughter uses gymnastics to defeat a raptor.
She does a.
I want to watch it now just to see it.
She does like the parallel bars and like kicks it and like it knocks it off like a second story or something like that. And like, I was like, are you kidding me? Like she's like a 9-year-old girl.
Again, this movie was so iconic growing up because what it meant for us as Americans. But Rocky IV, Going back and watch this, I totally agree. When the USSR crowd starts cheering for Rocky,
So ridiculous. I know, Jim, this is probably one of your favorites.
No. I mean, they would never cheer for the American.
No, I remember watching that as a kid and pointing out to the person I'm watching how ridiculous it was, and they tried to defend it. They were like, "No, I think the Russians, man, they don't like being oppressed, and they appreciate the fact he was fighting for his own freedom." I was like, "You're completely ridiculous. There's no way the Russian crowd would be pulling for Rocky."
Well, I think they would just be fearful of getting shot or
Exactly.
imprisoned.
Yeah, because Gorbachev is in the crowd, right?
Yeah.
That was a pretty good Gorbachev, whoever played that role.
Another franchise that officially jumped the shark, Rambo First Blood Part 2, when Rambo takes out the Soviet military with just a bow and arrow and a knife.
Yeah.
Who's pissed, man?
One at a time.
You got to have the weapons you got, man.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that is Trash Today and is brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right.
Hey, and the holidays are here, so is your chance to put some extra money in your pocket by getting a cash-out refinance with Mortgage Right, whether it's college tuition, home improvements, or a one-way ticket to the North Pole. The refinance experts at Mortgage Right can help you use your home equity to get cash fast. They are committed to bringing you an easier and faster cash-out refi experience. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR to cash out before the holidays end. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
No dry erase board with us on the road, but we will do our headlines coming up at the top of the hour. Rockstars Playhouse at 12:15 today. When we come back, a little 3 and out. We'll get to that next. On the road at the SEC Championship, we're in Buckhead today. Twin Peaks, such great folks hosting us every time we're over here at SEC Media Days. A lot of you swinging by saying hi to us. We appreciate that. We're back here tonight, 5 to 7 Eastern if you're in the area, 4 to 6 Central if you want to watch and listen. I'm told Charles Barkley will be part of that show.
That is correct. Charles will join us around 5:30 Central Time.
All right, so that'll happen. Charles will not be here in person,
No.
so don't come out here to see Charles Barkley in person at Twin Peaks. He will not be here. He's at his home in Arizona, but he will join us for that show, and that show being brought to us by our friends at the Johnston RV Center, and a host of other sponsors. We'll have that show tonight, 4 to 6 Central. You can watch that. Or Saturday, 10 to 12 Central. We'll have another live show on game day for all the latest news before you sit back to watch the championship games. The next round has you covered on the road in Atlanta. Back in a moment.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Ran into a guy at court today. He used to be an inmate here in Shelby County. He'd been arrested for DUI, battling addiction, and his girlfriend was ready to bail with their kid. And while he was in, we talked every day. I tried to help him see it wasn't too late to turn it around. That was 8 months ago. Today I found out he was in treatment, clean, and just had his first parent-teacher conference at his kid's school. He was thanking me for believing in him, even when he didn't believe in himself. I don't know what you did at work today, but me, I got to be a part of changing someone's life. Yes, sir. I got to be a part of that.
If a flexible work schedule, paid vacations, a gym at work, and $40,000 plus a year to start sounds good, then maybe you should think about a career as a jail deputy in Shelby County, Alabama. Change your life. Change the world. Look us up at Indeed.com or on Insta.
Hey, if you're looking for a local agent to handle all of your insurance needs, you need to call my good friend James Anthony at the James Anthony Agency, 205-985-7717. Hoover, Birmingham, Northport, and Tuscaloosa has been in business over 20 years. The James Anthony Agency.
Hi, it's me, Electra. Being Birmingham's goddess of electricity, I know the Magic City didn't grow by magic. Its growth is powered by connections. Now that First Bank, a Southern bank known for great connections, opened in Homewood, you have legendary service and great digital banking to power your growth. If I could just connect with that big guy on the horizon.
First Bank, now open at 404 Hollywood Boulevard. Member FDIC.
All the gifts and gear you need for the holidays are all at one place. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Find the season's best savings on top brands for every sports fan, athlete, angler, griller, hunter, and outdoor lover. Both in-store and at academy.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Wayne's. Look, fall is here. You want to enjoy that outdoor weather. Imagine sitting out there on the Saturday, manning the grill. You're watching football. You don't want to deal with the mosquitoes. Don't let the mosquitoes ruin your perfect day. The professionals at Wayne's can protect you, your family, and your pets. Call today, 1-866-WAYNES1. You can always go online, callwaynes.com. Fall weather is here. Enjoy it with the family, mosquito-free. You can do it with our friends at Wayne's.
The seasons have switched to fall, and it's time for you to change your game day wardrobe with our friends at the Pants Store. For the ladies, all the game day fashion, including bodysuits and those booties, plus a wide variety of clear purses that you need for every stadium. For the guys, all the game day accessories, Yeti coolers, Yeti cups, sunglasses, plus your game day wear from Cutter and Buck, Antigua, Taylor and Mick, and the perfect game day hat. It's all at the Pants Store, 5 locations: Crestline, Leeds, Trussville, Tuscaloosa, or Huntsville, and always online at pantsstore.com.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you: Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Greystone Chiropractic and their brand new facility in Tattersall Park is the premier family wellness office in Birmingham. Dr. Lee Goldenberg is committed to helping families unleash their unlimited healing potential naturally in a beautiful and stress-free environment. Voted best in Birmingham 3 years in a row, nominated for Shelby County Healthcare Provider of the Year. What sets Dr. Goldenberg and Greystone Chiropractic apart? Their attention to detail, their thorough approach with patients, and their excellent customer service. I trust my family with Dr. Goldenberg. You can too. Visit GreystoneChiropractor.com or call 981-8090.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Vulcan Tire and Automotive. 4 great locations right here in Birmingham. The next time you need one or a set of new tires, do yourself a favor. Stop by, see the guys at Vulcan Tire and Auto. Locally owned and operated with a wide selection of the top tire brands available. The guys there can get you set and get you safely back out on the road. Again, 4 locations in Birmingham: Hoover, Moody, Trussville, and Gardendale. For more information, you can always visit them online. Check them out today, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
Thank you. Back with you at Twin Peaks Buckhead, Atlanta. Gary in the Farmfolio chat room. Will Jameson play the first half tomorrow? Yeah, the ejection was first half Iron Bowl, so he only missed the remainder of that game. He is cleared to go from the get-go.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, probably a little energized and PO'd after that happened. You know, I don't know how that affects his game Saturday, but I wouldn't be shocked if he had a good game.
2 of the best Alabama hits over the last couple of years: the Jameis Williams hit, and was it Mechie last year?
Last year in the Florida game, yeah.
Milkman 256 Dunaway, that wasn't why Bama fans were mad at Kirby. We were mad because he took a picture of the recruiting board and showed each recruit where Bama had them ranked. I remember that now too.
Those are the reports, yeah.
Very, very, very good memory for you. Hey, if you're looking for a great Christmas gift for your kids, still a chance to get by Backyard Adventures. BackyardAlabama.com is a website. They have display models, a few of those left, still in great shape, and these things 100% warranties, lifetime warranties on these things, including the display models. They've got a sale for you, and they still give Christmas delivery if you buy one of the displays right now, and you get a little discount there as well. They've got heavy-duty trampolines as well that are in stock and available for Christmas delivery, guaranteed there. Call 205-408-4FUN. That's 205, the number's 4084, and then the word FUN. 205-408-4FUN, or go to backyardalabama.com. And if you're not worried about Christmas delivery, but just right after the new year, you can go online at backyardalabama.com and shop all of their playgrounds for the backyard. 100% lifetime warranty, great quality. They set it up for you, and they do the landscaping and everything. There's no worry for you, and that's perfect for our dad. BackyardAlabama.com.
What would I have to offer you to try a full front flip on one of those heavy-duty trampolines from Backyard?
Full front flip.
Nobody else is on the trampoline to break my legs.
Would you do it for $1,000?
Am I staying on the trampoline?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how good the flip is. Yeah, I would try it for $1,000.
I don't know if I trust myself right now to try something like that.
Well, I mean,
Is it harder to go forward than it is backwards?
That's
all
Now
that
listen,
kick.
you're telling me try it. I'll try it for $1,000. Yeah.
No, I'm just asking what your number would be.
You're not saying that I have to stick the landing, right?
I think your worst case in that one is you're going to just flip around enough that you land on your butt and back.
Yeah, and it's on a trampoline, right? It's
Yeah,
not gonna hurt me.
it's going to bounce back up. I mean, you're going to get enough that you're going to land on your butt or back. I think just about anybody could do that
I would do it for free. I mean, there's no harm in that. There's no risk.
for free. You're going to offer him 1,000, and in standard Dunaway fashion,
Yeah.
no, not 1,000. I'll do it for free.
We'll get Forster to roll out the camera. We'll get this done.
Yes.
Okay, well, give me until spring though. Okay, so I can get better shape.
Oh yeah, because you got to start the weight training, right?
Yeah, I got to start the weight training. All right, that's backyardalabama.com. All right, having a great time here. Always scared we're on the road. Somebody's walking up the stairs with a spool of wiring.
Oh, that's the I think the Zone's doing their show from out
I think
here.
that's one of our former radio colleagues there.
Okay. Woo. Okay, good deal. While we're connected, Rockstar.
You think we're about to get a drill? Sawdust falling on top of us.
While we're connected, Rockstar, let's do our 3 and Out. This brought to you by Vulcan Tires. 4 great locations.
Yeah, look, if you need to get that car winterized, I rode with Brown over here, the smooth ride because of the new tires on the 4Runner
right.
from our friends at Vulcan Tire and Automotive.
Got 4 fresh, man. I'm ready for the late laps here.
Look, I can't make this up. These guys are incredible. They really are. Locally owned and operated. Anything you need from the brake pads, wheel alignment, tires, and more, they can do it bumper to bumper for you and your family. Stop by one of those 4 locations or online, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
First down.
So Bronco Mendenhall is out. If I asked you the better or the more difficult job, how about this? More difficult job, Virginia football or Arizona football?
I mean, Virginia football's won games lately. Arizona has won 1. So, I think obviously the more difficult job's Arizona.
I agree with that philosophy or way of thinking is what I should say there. But I think the more difficult job for long-term success is Virginia, just because of the recruiting. I think Arizona, if you get the right guy at the right time and have the keys to the West out there, the West is a magical place for me, Brown. Anybody that
Clearly.
goes West, I think there's opportunity out there. Lincoln Riley saw it. He's gone out there. And Mario Cristobal saw it. He went to Oregon. I think the same thing. If somebody great went to Arizona, you could have success there better than at Virginia. I don't see Virginia as a destination school for football.
I mean, the academic requirements are, I think, even above Notre Dame's right now for Virginia.
Probably so.
And Arizona's not Arizona State. I think,
Yeah.
as long as you can do 2 + 2, I think you can get into Arizona State. But
Second down.
I'd say Virginia.
Who gets 10 wins first? Marcus Freeman, now the Notre Dame coach, or the former Notre Dame coach, Brian Kelly with LSU?
I think I'll go Brian Kelly. So I'm going to go Brian Kelly on that one. 10 wins at Notre Dame. Obviously, I think a lot of Brian Kelly.
You got Notre Dame's schedule next year?
I can pull it up if you give me 2 seconds.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
With all that said, I think Brian Kelly's going to turn this around quickly.
I do too, but it scares me that both his coordinators didn't come. So let me see who he brings to the family.
How did that affect Nick Saban?
It didn't affect
him at all. But I'm not gonna curse Nick Saban's legacy by comparing him to Brian Kelly either.
Look, I mean,
Brian Kelly's a great. I've been all in on this hire until he went family last night at the basketball game. That was a little Dan Mullen-esque to me.
Damn, was that there? They open with Ohio State? Did I say
They
that?
do.
Notre Dame does.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where did that go? They open with Ohio State.
Well, that's a loss.
On the road, by the way. Marshall at home, Cal at home, at Carolina, BYU in Vegas, Stanford, UNLV, Clemson, Navy at USC, Boston College, and at Syracuse.
I think they lose at least 3 games next year. Yeah, I'll go Brian Kelly.
I think I'll go Brian Kelly.
Yeah, but what's Brian Kelly going to do
Well,
next
that's the SEC West schedule.
Yeah.
I can't remember who they got out of conference, but somebody good.
But they got Alabama and Texas A&M.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, A&M. Yeah,
They beat A&M this year.
Yeah, not again. You can't beat Jimbo 3 years in a row.
Hey, I saw
He
somebody.
probably wouldn't know.
While we're talking about Brian Kelly, I saw somebody on Twitter say, now I wish Orgeron would take the Boston College job and try to talk with a Boston accent all the time.
That would be
How fun would that be?
incredible.
Third down.
Park the car.
Okay,
Go Eagles.
Who gets to a playoff first? And you can include the expansion. Marcus Freeman with Notre Dame or Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss?
I'll go Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame. I mean, as soon as they expand to 12, Notre Dame, they're in almost every year, I think. I think in a 12
You think 10-2 Notre Dame can get into 12?
Yeah. I mean, 10-2 Ole Miss can. You don't think 10-2 Notre Dame can?
Yeah, but I mean, you just had them 9-3 next year. So
Well,
that's
but
year
the thing's
one.
not going to expand next year, and Ole Miss ain't going to make it next year. I'm
Um,
just saying when they expand, Jim, I mean, how often is Notre Dame worse than 10-2?
No,
They
you're-
weren't under Brian Kelly a whole lot.
You're right. You're right. And Notre Dame in the top 12 is going to be more frequent than Ole Miss. But the first to do it is the question. The first to do it.
Yeah, I'll go Ole Miss. I mean, Notre Dame.
Yeah. Well, I wish we had expanded already. If you told me we're expanding next
Well,
year,
yeah, I
and
would
that
change
he-
my answer.
That he got Dylan Gabriel, I'd go
Yeah,
Ole Miss.
I'd change my answer then.
But I'll go Notre Dame.
4th down.
Rocky, Ozzy Osbourne, 73 today. Cannot believe he made it 73
That
years.
is amazing. How old is that body, though?
Cheryl.
That body's Cheryl.
He is such a bad Rockstar.
Yeah,
It was
almighty.
such a bad imitation, and then he got the name wrong.
Do you have some bourbon in that Pepsi over there?
I wish.
Yeah, Fred. Cheryl.
Okay, anyway, Ozzy is 73. The body's 271.
Yeah.
But better career, Ozzy or Jim Boeheim?
Oh man, Ozzy. I mean, it's just not that time of life anymore. You know, Boeheim's still coaching, but Ozzy back in the day was so good.
I
So
mean,
Boeheim, 5 Final Fours, 1 national championship.
yeah. Ozzy?
Ozzy, Black Sabbath.
I know.
No, I'm just saying solo career.
Yeah.
The reality show which made a fortune. He's an iconic guy.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't online. I think that was one of the first shows to actually be a reality show where they follow a family. Like he started that trend of following families on a
Right.
reality show.
Yeah.
So I would say, Ozzy.
Yeah.
By the way, she was a ball buster.
She was. And Crazy Train is still played in stadiums to this day. I mean, it gets a ton of play.
When you think of one athlete, Crazy Train, who do you think of?
I really don't think of an athlete.
I always think of Chipper Jones because I think that was his walk-up song
It
for.
might have been, yeah.
I would tell you that his voice, though, is, I mean, it could do something that I don't think a lot of other people could do. I mean, the notes he would hit.
Yep.
So
Rah, rah,
that's
rah,
3 and
Cheryl.
out.
Cheryl. 4 locations. Take that vehicle by, get it winterized, anything you need. Again, locally owned and operated. Get a look at the brake pads, wheel alignment, tires, and more. For you and your family, bumper to bumper, they can do it. Vulcan Tire and Auto.com.
Ozzy.
But you got talk like this. What are you doing, Ozzy?
Follow the Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick, the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
All the gifts and gear you need for the holidays are all in one place. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Find the season's best savings for sports fans, anglers, grillers, hunters, and outdoor lovers. In store and at academy.com. Surprise everyone on your list with gifts from their favorite brands like Nike jerseys, Weber grills, and the North Face hoodies. Plus, with convenient gift cards and stress-free curbside pickup available, it's easier than ever to check off your Christmas wish list. All at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Banking is not just about your money, it's about you. It's about getting help with what you need when you need it. Brian Brown here for the Next Round. AmFirst was founded for members like you, and they've been putting those members first since 1936. Putting you first means service that grows and changes with the times to serve you better. Now every bank has their own app, but that's just it. It's theirs, not yours. The AmFirst app was made for you, so it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. It's even customizable, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards that will make you feel like the #1 priority you are. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you from AmFirst.
Visit any AmFirst location or amfirst.org today. America's First Federal Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Hear that? That's the plumpest, juiciest hot dogs you've ever seen getting their grill on. But we both know what'll make it sound even better. Oh yeah, it's a Pepsi to go with your hot dog. Because when you're chomping on America's favorite meal, relish, mustard, and onions perfectly blending into a crescendo of flavor, there's only one thing that makes everything about that moment better. A cold, refreshing Pepsi. See what I mean? It's like music to my ears. Hot dogs. Better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Today I have some tips on how to stay healthy. Number 1, get some cardio. 2, get a proper fitting on your shoes to get the most out of that cardio. Our in-store fit specialist will match your feet with the perfect New Balance shoe so you get the perfect fit. Come see us at the New Balance Birmingham store, located on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. Experience the difference a custom fit makes today at New Balance Birmingham.
Did you know there are many different causes to erectile dysfunction? Causes like a heart condition, diabetes, a reaction to medication, or simply low testosterone. I'm Jim Dunaway, and I'm so glad the Alabama Men's Clinic is right here in Birmingham. They've treated thousands of Alabama men for ED. And listen, men, this is one game you never want to be out of. And that's why the Alabama Men's Clinic staff will find the problem, and some of you will be back in the game the day after your first appointment. Set up that appointment by calling 205-598-7000, 205-598-7000, or go to the website, alabamamensclinic.com. As I told you, there are many reasons you could be having an ED problem, and you want to find out the answer. Most men wait years before they even address the issue with a doctor. Get rid of depression, get rid of anxiety, make a new connection with that special person in your life. Again, the number, 205-598-7000, or get back in the game at alabamamensclinic.com.
What makes Culver's Butterburger one of America's best loved burgers? I could go on for hours, but all you really need to know is this. Our fresh, never frozen beef is made from the highest quality cuts for richness and flavor. We press that beef into a very hot grill after you order, and that's how we get that nice caramelized edge. Then we lightly butter and toast the bun for that extra bit of goodness.
That's what makes it a Culver's Butterburger. Let us craft one for you today. Welcome to Delicious.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Today in Atlanta after our night out on the town, but we're here on a beautiful sunny day. I mean, it is 76 and not a cloud in the sky as we look out. Dogs. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern time down at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Brown and I sporting a little next round gear. You can still get great deals right there, nextround.store, or go to our website, nextroundlive.com, to get the details. This hour's headlines being brought to you by our friends right there at Ship Happens. LT Ship Happens can ship anything, large or small, across the country for your company.
In today's ever-changing market, your supply chain major factor in maintaining and growing relationships with your customers. Safe, on-time, and affordable shipments, they are crucial. With over 20 years combined experience and relationships, Jeff and Griffin at Ship Happens, they've got the ability to get ship done from LTL, van, flatbed, heavy haul, and expedited. Ship Happens, ready to bring a solution to all of your transportation problems. Don't have an accident and ship yourself. Call the guys at Ship Happens, 205-605-8101.
Marcus Freeman officially introduced today at Notre Dame as the head coach. Troy is hiring John Sumrall, the co-defensive coordinator from Kentucky. He was part of the Neil Brown coaching staff there. Bronco Mendenhall has surprised a lot of people in the sport and walked away from the Virginia head coaching job. As far as the game here in Atlanta, Brian Robinson, a little work yesterday. No word on how his body, his hamstring reacted to the workout. They're still hoping they B-Rob can give Alabama something in the game, but it'll be a game-time decision. Jalen Armour Davis, who did not play in the Iron Bowl, trying to get ready with his hip issue, and there is no JoJo Earl in this one. So JoJo will not be back there for Alabama, returning kicks or doing anything offensively for them. That is your headlines as we get into this hour of the show. Already, you've heard from John Parker Wilson and John Mechie. Reese Davis in a fascinating conversation with him yesterday, and the same with Brandon Marcello the day before, all podcasted for you right now at nextroundlive.com. All right, headline time, spotlight time. Let's do that, Rockstar. Hit the big button, man, and shine that light.
The America's first Federal Credit Union Spotlight.
Like the game's already been played. Monday's headlines today.
And what AmFirst knows is banking is not just about your money, it is about you. That's why AmFirst was founded, for you, and they have been putting you first ever since.
I'll start us off.
You start us off, Jim.
Okay, I'll start us off.
We don't have the whiteboards. You write yours out for the camera.
No, I wrote it
for you.
I wrote it out for me, man. One not suitable for work, so I'll do Plan A. Plan B seems to be too dirty.
No, go with Plan B.
Can I think I can be the moral compass here.
Oh, let me judge.
I think I'll be the moral compass here. You want me to look?
You want to see
I want to look at it, and I'll tell you.
Cougars.
Now, which one is the one that's not safe for work? No, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cougars like Bearcats. Houston in a close shave.
Not controversial at all.
Yeah. Okay. What's your other one though?
PG-13.
Yeah.
I like it though.
Okay.
I wonder what Dunaway's disciples say about that one.
Bing, 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 bing.
The text thread's going crazy, Rockstar.
Why
is my phone buzzing so much? I'm in a meeting.
My other one was, what's a Ute? Mario beats you guys.
Jeez.
Well, it's just the way you read it was what makes it.
You guys.
What's a Ute? Mario beat you guys.
I mean, it's almost like Fred Gwynn sitting right next to me.
Played such a good judge, didn't he?
That movie has so many good bit actors in it, Rockstar. What is the name of the guy that's the attorney we laugh at? Do you remember his name?
I can't remember what I said. Let the record show that the defendant showing up two fingers. Mrs. Riley. And only Mrs. Riley.
Mrs. Riley. Yes.
Such a good movie. The DA was Fred Lane.
Fred Lane, is that his name?
Yeah. Lane Smith.
He died, right?
Lane Smith passed away. Yeah,
passed
Alabama
away.
guy.
Alabama guy.
So fun. Oh, is he from Alabama?
Yeah.
Members of the
No, you're thinking of the
Jurat.
Heard he was one of the nicest actors in the business.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Lance, you're thinking of the other. You're thinking of the defendant's attorney.
That's what I said.
Okay.
The district attorney.
No, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's the guy that did
Brown's
identical.
Brown's thinking of the guy that stutters.
Yeah, the stutter.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's what I said, though. I was
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Whew.
All right, well, we got off track there.
Okay.
Man. All right, Lance, you go.
Yeah, this one was difficult for me. Like the first, 12, 13 of these, they seem to be relatively easy.
They have fewer games.
But we'll go with this one.
Okay.
SEC championship here in Atlanta.
Right.
2 shots of Jameson lead to Georgia blackout as Tide pulls out a shocker.
Yeah.
You struggled with that? That's really good.
I just came up with it.
It was good. It's good. I like that.
Do it again.
2 shots of Jameson lead to Georgia blackout as Tide pulls out a shocker.
So you're playing on a lot of things there, like the old Georgia blackout. I mean, there's a nod to that in there. Obviously, Jameson Williams, if it's 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and if Dunaway did 2 shots of Jameson right here, we might be looking at a blackout.
You think you'd black out Dunaway?
I just hope you don't pull a shocker.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Me too.
Do you think you'd black out with 2 shots of Jameson?
No, I bet 4 he would.
On top of what I did last night, maybe.
You didn't drink much last night. I was with you.
We went to a bar a minute.
It doesn't mean you drank that much.
I felt incredible today.
There was one
outside
bar,
of being not sleeping well.
The first bar we went to, it took like 70 minutes to get the drinks. You couldn't have drank much there. You'd have died of thirst.
Yeah, we only got one.
You know, the best bar, we talked about this earlier, Brown. The best bar, in my opinion, to go sit and people watch, they close it down at 10:30, 11 o'clock every time.
Yeah,
Makes
we were
no
there.
sense.
We were there. They turned the lights up. Rockstar was like
St. Regis?
Yeah. We saw a dude, Rockstar. He was probably 90, and he was with probably a 25-year-old.
Uh-huh.
And I was just wondering what that meter was costing him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, with the dancing dirty.
Rockstar clock was running.
See,
clock was ticking.
That's when we were in communal seating, and that's
We
when
were
the,
in communal
that's when
seating.
the girl said,
That is right. Oh,
said because she heard me say that, and that's when I said, she said, "That guy's not that old. He's about your age." And I said, "How old do you think I am?"
yeah.
She was probably trying to calculate your 401k.
You think she may have been a professional?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Brown's got a headline.
I do. I don't think it's very good.
It must not, because you're not eager to give it.
I'm
to
really
us.
not.
Right.
You know,
By the way, Rockstar does not have one. for us.
Rockstar doesn't have
I'll
one
do
either.
one for Alabama. Kirby your enthusiasm. There you go.
What's
Georgia
your
wins.
final score, Rockstar?
33-17. Georgia.
Kirby your enthusiasm.
Oh, if Alabama wins 33-17, Kirby will be.
How about Kirby dumb? Fake punt backfires again. Georgia loses.
And you misspelled Kirby?
Can you imagine if they go? I mean, everybody's succeeded on fakes against Bama this year, right?
They have. But, I mean, you can't do it 3 times.
Can't do it.
Kirby
Can't do it.
stomped.
Yeah, you could use that one too. Okay. Mine is going to come in the Waco Tribune after the Big 12 championship game.
Stop delaying. Just give it to us.
Baptist unload the Gundy.
We ever had
Because
four
Baylor's a Baptist
Lance's
school.
was good. I was gonna say we ever had 4 strikeouts, but Lance's was by far the best.
Rockstar, do you want me to be honest with you? I forgot about this segment.
Well,
we always do.
Yeah.
No, I normally have thought ahead on this one. I completely forgot about it today, and that is totally on me.
That's why I always give you the old look ahead.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
That's brought to you by our friends at America's First Federal Credit Union, who is very proud today to be thought of in this segment.
What they know, Dunaway, is banking's not just about your money; it's about you. It's why AmFirst was founded for you, and they have been putting you first ever since.
A lot of pressure on Rockstar's Playhouse today.
Yeah, somebody just sent me this text. Did Dunaway stroke out on his headlines? Those were so bad.
What's a Ute?
Dunaway did tell us. I'm a little worried about it because he told us at the break he was having a sugar attack.
Yeah, we got food on the way.
He's a little shaky.
Yeah, when you're 62, I mean.
So there is a
his watch
potential
went off for his
issue.
pills.
Get him in the insurance. That shake you drink.
I gotta eat so I can take my back pills.
Hey, on the road, man. We're on the road. Is what we're doing over here at Twin Peaks at Buckhead, having a good time. Talking about the game coming up tomorrow down at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Brown and I will make the trip down before we come back here and do our extra show, our bonus show tonight, and pick up our credentials and shoot some videos down there outside the stadium. A lot of people are in town. You know, when you look at this Georgia team that hasn't been 12-0 since 1980, hasn't won a national championship in those 41 years. We talked earlier about how close they have been. This really could not have played out better for them if they are able to eliminate Alabama from this whole playoff conversation tomorrow. If you're a Georgia fan, you got to like the fact that you're in this thing and there's no Clemson, there's no Oklahoma, there's no Ohio State, and there's no Alabama.
I mean, I could wake up Sunday morning as a Georgia fan knowing to win a national championship, I'm going to have to get by some combination of Cincinnati, Oklahoma State, and Michigan.
Yes.
And if I'm a Georgia fan and you had told me that in the preseason,
Yes.
I would have said, where do I sign up?
You win the national championship tomorrow with a win.
Oh, I agree completely,
Yeah.
Lance. But just to know, I don't have to face Alabama again.
Look, I know Georgia
I don't have
fans
to play Clemson again.
confident in this matchup, but in the back of their head, it's still Alabama. And this is that one team I think that scares Georgia because you lose this game, there's a good chance you play Alabama again.
Oh, yeah. If you lose this game, you're going to have to figure out a way to beat Alabama a second time. I mean, you're going to have to in the second go around, I guess what I'm going to say, because I think either Alabama or Georgia, if they get into this, knowing that the other side is, again, some combination of Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, Michigan for them, they feel really good. Even Georgia coming off a loss to Alabama would feel very confident they could get back to the championship game at least.
You know, I said this number would be 5.5 or 6. This is what's crazy. If Alabama pulls off what people deem the upset tomorrow, they rematch in Indy for the national championship, Alabama will be a 3-point favorite.
Really?
They will be.
I could see that just based on having seen the head-to-head.
Yep.
But, the old adage, it's hard to beat a team twice in one season. I think that's got to come into play as well. I mean, ultimately,
ask LSU in 2011, right?
Ultimately, is there a more meaningful game right now, more meaningful outcome right now than the Alabama-Texas A&M game in all of college football? Because
No, because 2 spots would be eaten up already.
this is a free pop for either team if Alabama just beats A&M. If they hold on and win that game at A&M, this game tomorrow would be billed as the biggest game in college football in a long time, but it would also ultimately, other than the SEC trophy, which is a big deal, would be meaningless as it relates to the playoffs.
Yeah,
Both these teams will be in.
The only other game I can think of, I guess, would be, if Notre Dame would have beaten Cincinnati at home.
Maybe.
They're already in.
Yeah, but Cincinnati may not even be in, even with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're saying Notre Dame might already be in?
Notre Dame would be in. They'd be the number 2.
You're probably right.
They're sitting at home this weekend with no championship game.
Yeah, and Ohio State, Michigan obviously was very meaningful, but one of those 2 teams is going to be in there.
After the Ole Miss game, we said Georgia and Alabama are going 12-0. Everybody said it, and it doesn't matter what happens in the SEC championship. I like this setup. If it was 12-0 versus 12-0 tomorrow, as cool as that sounds on the surface, what does it really matter?
And if Notre Dame would beat Cincinnati, they'd be 12-0 and not playing this weekend. We'd have 3 spots filled up.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be down to. What would be your 4th spot? Just Oklahoma State would have to win to get in, and if not, there would be a lot of controversy as who would be that 4th spot, right?
Yep. Who would be that team?
I mean, it would be hard to say it'd be Cincinnati because they'd have that loss to Notre Dame. It might be the winner of Oak State Baylor.
Well, I guess Michigan. Do we include Michigan?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It would be Michigan.
If they beat Iowa, Michigan would be in.
And Oklahoma State and Baylor would be playing for nothing if Michigan won. They'd be cheering for Iowa.
Well, it'd be a pretty sexy playoff name value-wise, right? Alabama, Michigan, Notre Dame, Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Rockstars Playhouse is coming up in the next segment, and then we'll get back to some serious football talk. Part of the show being brought to you by our friends at the Alabama Men's Clinic. Just take a second right now. If you're just not feeling yourself and you didn't go out drinking in Atlanta last night, that may mean you have a low testosterone problem. Do you have problems sleeping? Your energy's down. Your workout's not the same. Your libido's down. Could be a low testosterone problem. Get that low T checkup right now with the great folks at the Alabama Men's Clinic. Listen, I went by there the other day and I was talking to one of the docs in there, and it was very simple. You don't know what you don't know. You've gotten used to life without your testosterone level being where it's supposed to be. You go and get the treatment and start getting those testosterone shots, and you're like, God, I forgot I could feel like this. I forgot that I could do this or that during workouts and running and this and that. Go to alabamamensclinic.com, alabamamensclinic.com, or call them up 205-598-7000, 205-598-7000 to get that free appointment. You go in and get a medical consultation, blood work done. If medically advised, and you start your low T treatment that day in the office, your visit is free. 205-598-7000 or alabamamensclinic.com.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
It's that time of year again. Don't miss Bromberg's store-wide pre-Christmas sale. Get 20% off throughout the store on diamonds and gemstones, designer jewelry, fine timepieces, fabulous giftware, and more. Find gifts from Bromberg's increased inventory of beautiful, timeless jewelry she will adore for a lifetime. And get 20% off during Bromberg's pre-Christmas sale Wednesday, December 1st and Thursday, December 2nd at Mountain Brook and the Summit. Make Christmas wishes come true with a silver Bromberg's box under the tree. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, if you're looking for a local agent to handle all of your insurance needs, you need to call my good friend James Anthony at the James Anthony Agency, 205-985-7717. Hoover, Birmingham, Northport, and Tuscaloosa has been in business over 20 years. The James Anthony Agency. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at HydroLife Therapy. Boost your immune system today with HydroLife Therapy. IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. Mention Next Round at checkout. Save 20% off any service at the Birmingham and Tuscaloosa locations. If you're unable to make it to HydroLife, a nurse can actually come to your home or office. You can visit them online today, hydrolifetherapy.com. HydroLife Therapy open 7 days a week. Homewood 9 to 6 and Tuscaloosa Tuscaloosa 10-6.
Cardinal Roofing would like to inform you of a few cardinal rules for roofing. Shingle roofs should be replaced every 10 to 15 years. Damage from storms may be covered by insurance. Leaks are typical where vent pipes come through the roof or in a valley where two slopes come together. But the most important cardinal rule is to always call Cardinal Roofing for all your roofing needs. Cardinal Roofing is your home for financing, one-day jobs, and more than 500 five-star reviews. 205-900-ROOF. That's 205-900-7663. Mention the next round and get $100 off your next roof replacement.
Hey, do you want to become more flexible and more active? Our friends at Stretch Zone Birmingham can help, and they're offering 2 Black Friday deals you don't want to miss. Visit StretchZoneBeham.com or call 205-509-2349 to learn more or book an appointment.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Getting the whole family into comfortable shoes can be an incredible feat, but not at New Balance Birmingham. We have the largest selection and inventory of any specialty shoe store, and our fit specialist will match your feet with the perfect New Balance shoe. Come see us at the New Balance Birmingham store, located on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. Experience the difference a custom fit makes today at New Balance Birmingham.
We've told you about the excellent service you get from Excalibur Services for residential heating, cooling, and electrical problems. Now, you can also depend on Excalibur for all your plumbing needs. Excalibur will perform plumbing services in the same excellent manner as our heating, cooling, and electrical services. Highly trained plumbers now teaming up with highly trained HVAC and electrical service experts. At Excalibur, we have you covered. 205-718-8688. Excalibur Services, Alabama license number 15214.
Did you tweak your shoulder pulling down the attic ladder? Feel a pop in your elbow working out? Or feeling pain in your knees getting up from the couch at halftime? Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics has 9 locations in the Birmingham metro area, affiliated with Brookwood Baptist Health, to get your life back on track. Your health can't wait. Call Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics at 855-219-6200 or visit precisionsportsortho.com.
The seasons have switched to fall, and it's time for you to change your game day wardrobe with our friends at the Pants Store. For the ladies, all the game day fashion, including bodysuits and those booties, plus a wide variety of clear purses that you need for every stadium. For the guys, all the game day accessories, Yeti coolers, Yeti cups, sunglasses, plus your game day wear from Cutter and Buck, Antigua, Taylor and Mick, and the perfect game day hat. It's all at the Pants Store, 5 locations: Crestline, Leeds, Trussville, Tuscaloosa, or Huntsville, and always online at pantsstore.com.
The food is here. Little lunch. Do we all three get the same thing? Yep. What did we get, Brown? These are the smoked chicken quesadillas. They're quite good.
Yeah, very good. Twin Peaks, great food. Stop by, if you're in Birmingham, stop by that location, Patton Creek Shopping Centers. I saw where the beer is 29.9 degrees right now.
Oh, 29.9, huh?
They're wanting to know in the Farmfolio chat room why we have not had a cold beer so far.
That's a good question. I think I'll order a, can I get a Bud Light? Let me get tall.
Can I get a Bud Light? Short? I'm sorry.
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah,
Do you feel like less of a man when he orders a tall and you order a short?
Yeah, I do that a lot in life. Tell me about Nut Dust. With that in mind, tell me about Nut Dust.
Nut Dust is redefining the use and feel of body powder. Nut Dust is talc-free. It's an all-natural body powder. It's great for all over the body, feet, below the belt. Available in 4 great scents: Naked, Voyager, Laddie, Wildling, all day, every day. Nut Dust has got you covered. For more information, visit officialnutdust.com. Great stocking stuffer is Nut Dust. They've also got the merch, including the T-shirts, officialnutdust.com.
All right. Again, we'll be on until about 22 minutes after the hour. We got a little late start here for a technical difficulty of our college, little technical difficulty with our college football road show today. So a little extra coming up a little bit later on. But right now, every Friday at this time, Rockstar takes us to a very special place. It's his Playhouse.
Rockstar's Playhouse is brought to you by Golf Tees. Check out their latest hats and apparel at officialgolftees.com. That's TEES, officialgolftees.com.
Rockstar Playhouse, it's a Rockstar Playhouse, it's a Rockstar Playhouse, come out and play. Rockstar Playhouse, it's a Rockstar Playhouse, it's a Rockstar Playhouse, come out and play. Let's have some fun. Oh, that sounds swell.
I can't see you guys.
We can't see you either.
I Ubered here and I heard the first hour. Who was the band you were listening to?
It's
I
a
got-
very collection, yes.
I'll have a Bud Light tall too, please. In a goblet. Hey. I told my girlfriend, she draws her eyebrows on too high. She looks so surprised. Hey. What do you call a broken can opener?
What do you call a broken can opener?
Yeah, that's
Gary?
what I said.
Yeah, I don't know.
You call it a can't opener. Ugh. See, you got to start
Can't
out
opener,
strong.
yes.
Yeah, you got to start out
Yes.
strong. Get people's attention.
That's right.
This happened to me last week. What's the worst thing to feel during a prostate exam?
The worst.
Not the best, the worst.
The worst thing to feel during a prostate exam is what?
A wedding ring.
2 hands on your shoulders. Do you find anything, Doc? Hey. He's whispering in my ear, too. Hey, I asked my masseuse if it was normal to get an erection during my massage. He said it was perfectly normal. And I said, okay then, but could you at least stop bumping into me? I tell you, my weeks are full. Hey, Dunaway, do you know what the opposite of ladyfingers are?
I do not know what the opposite of ladyfingers are.
They're Mentos. I once dated this rough Southern girl, She had summer teeth.
Summer teeth?
Yeah. Summer yellow, summer missing. The other day, my wife said to me, if I ever get Alzheimer's, I would want you to remarry rather than burdening you with me. I said, damn it, that's the 5th time you've said that today. Hey, real quick. Why don't chickens wear underwear?
Why?
Because they're peckers on their face. It just keeps coming. How can you tell when somebody owns Bitcoin at a party?
It was Jeff Foxworthy.
Hey,
Wait, so how can you
tell when someone owns Bitcoin at a party?
How?
Hell, don't worry, they're gonna tell you.
That is so true.
That is true.
I know, it's so true. I feel so sorry for the guys who regularly go to strip clubs. They just regularly go to strip clubs. Every time I go in, I think, man, I see some of these losers here every week. And finally, guys, for this last one, I'll never forget my grandpa's last words. Stop shaking the ladder, you little shit. Oh, that sounds swell. And that's it.
I will have to say, being out of the confines of the FCC regulations has helped Gary the Gator tremendously.
Well, he started off down a path of a normal Gary the Gator, and then when we didn't laugh at the first two, he said, "Okay,
all right,
Let me
crank that up.
Let me go page 2."
You don't dip in, you gotta jump in.
That's true. That's true.
Yep. With both hands.
One of your jokes reminded me, and I don't know why it reminded me of this, but I was in the hotel this morning, Rockstar. I was about to go. No, I just finished breakfast. I was killing time before I came over here, and I was flipping channels in the hotel, and I came across Freeform. What did that used to be? Is that USA?
Freeform is.
Do you remember?
I don't know.
It's ABC Family because I know they show a lot of Disney stuff.
Okay, that's right. It's ABC Family. It was a movie. I don't know the name of the movie, but Larry the Cable Guy was trying to find a gift for his daughter. He's a divorced dad whose daughter lives with his wife remarried this extremely wealthy, good-looking guy, which that's totally believable, right? A lady that would be married to Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
And he lives in a mobile home now. And she had asked for this gift for Christmas, and he's trying to track this gift down. And Rockstar, as you can imagine, the hilarity ensued.
And that
I'm
made
get-
you think of that?
I'm getting Lunsford in my ear. It's Jingle All the Way 2. The
Oh,
sequel.
wow.
Yeah.
So the fact that Lunsford knew that so quickly is a little scary. I thought Lunsford had really good taste in movies.
I
That
think
movie
he
was
was digging in the old IMDb.
awful.
Very good.
Really?
Thank you, Lunsford. Thank you, Rockstar, and Gary the Gator for doing such a great job this week in our Rockstar Playhouse. Right there, brought to you by the great folks at Golf Tees. Part of the show today being brought to you by the guys who bring us the lock every day. LT, do you have one for us today, or we're going to pass it on a little bit later on?
Yeah, I'll give you one.
Lock of the day is brought to you by IronMountainWorld.com. Under that website, you can get the plumber you need on standby all the time, or you can get some help on your construction site with an industrial service company that is Iron Mountain Construction. They're committed to offering you support to help you safely with your operation of your facility through their execution of quality-driven maintenance services. They can help you with plumbers and pipe fitters and millwrights and iron workers, laborers, operators, and a lot more. Call Jeremy Purvis for the construction side of his business, 205-781-1170, 781-1170, or for the plumbing side of his services, where you can get residential or commercial plumbing needs, and they give you free quotes as well. They're licensed, insured, and bonded. 205-516-4927 for the plumbing side. They do jetter services, and you can look them up online at ironmountainworld.com.
Hey, we go to the Pac-12 championship game tonight in Las Vegas. Oregon taking on Utah. Did you guys realize Utah has played for the Pac-12 championship 3 times in the last 4 years?
I did not realize that.
I did see that stat this morning.
Do you also realize Utah's never won a Pac-12 championship?
I did not realize that either.
Saw that this morning, too.
Did you realize the last time these two played, just 3 weeks ago, Oregon was held to 7 points, which is the lowest point total under Mario Cristobal?
That I realized. Yes.
I didn't know that one.
All that said, I like Oregon winning another Pac-12 championship. Oregon plus 2.5. I think Cam Rising actually will throw a couple of picks, a couple of short fields for Oregon. Right now, Oregon 15 interceptions, tied with Arizona State for the most in the Pac-12. I like Oregon live dog plus the 2.5. They went outright.
That'll be 5 and 11 years for Oregon.
Yeah, well, I mean, who else is playing in the Pac-12?
Not many. It's the whole reason that Lincoln Riley's now your USC coach.
Yeah, but Utah is so good in places, you would think they would have one at some
Well,
point.
and they're the better team. I just have this feeling that, of course, Oregon's ranked higher, but we saw it 3 weeks ago, 38-7. It was complete domination.
I would love to throw this Cowan equipment poll question out. And think about it during the commercial break and give me your answer on the other side. Running game injuries for Alabama or offensive line blocking issues for Alabama? Which one concerns you the most and why? And we'll update you on Cowan equipment poll questions and keep rolling along as we're live from over at Twin Peaks, the Buckhead location in Atlanta, Georgia. That was your lock, ironmountainworld.com with the lock. Getting ready for 2 championship games, not just the lock one, Oregon and Utah tonight, 7 on ABC, but also the Conference USA Championship. No UAB this year. After 3 straight years in that game, it is Western Kentucky playing UTSA. 6 o'clock on the CBS Sports Network. Would have been great to be at Protective tonight, wouldn't it? Couldn't get the Roadrunners a couple of weeks ago, and now it's the Hilltoppers and the Roadrunners tonight, 6 o'clock on the CBS Sports Network. We're back from the SEC Championship site in Atlanta, Georgia on the next round.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
What are some signs that you may have a low testosterone problem? Is your energy down? Have your workouts not been the same? Do you have problems sleeping? All of these or one of these could be a sign of a low testosterone issue. Whatever the challenge, the Alabama Men's Clinic has a solution for you. I'd invite you to come by the Homewood location, get a medical consultation and some blood work. And if you're medically advised and you start your low T treatments that day in the office, your visit is free. Well, the next question would be this. How do I set up the appointment? You can do it 2 ways. One, by calling 205-598-7000. That's 205-598-7000. Or you can go to the website, alabamamensclinic.com. There's other signs that you could have a low testosterone problem, like a change in your libido, or maybe you're suffering from depression. Whatever is keeping you from feeling 100%, it's time you find out the answer. Again, call the number 205-598-7000 or go online to alabamamensclinic.com.
Think about this scenario for one moment. You wake up, step on the floor, and you feel water under your feet. You got a leak, you got a problem. I've got the answer. Ryan Brown here from the Next Round. Dry Tech Water Restoration. They respond quickly and reply within 20 minutes when you call 205-637-0143. They've got crews ready to go at all times 24/7, and they work for the customer. It's always the number one priority. Your first call isn't the insurance company. It's Dry Tech Water Restoration. 205-637-0143.
The holidays are here, and so is the chance to put some extra money in your pocket by getting a cash-out refinance with Mortgage Right. Whether it's college tuition, home improvement, or a one-way ticket to the North Pole, the refinance experts at Mortgage Right can help you use your home equity to get cash fast. They are committed to bringing you an easier and faster cash-out refinance experience. So visit mortgageright.com/TNR to cash out before the holidays end. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. I'm absolutely loving my Alfa Romeo Stelvio that I've been in for months now, and right now you can get up to $3,500 bonus cash plus 1.9% financing for 72 months on the all-new 2021 Alfa Romeo Giulias and the Stelvios at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. Come experience the passion and performance of Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo USA of Birmingham.com, 1837 Grants Mill Road, exit 27, right off of I-459.
It's that time of year again. Don't miss Bromberg's store-wide pre-Christmas sale. Get 20% off throughout the store on diamonds and gemstones, designer jewelry, fine timepieces, fabulous giftware, and more. Find gifts from Bromberg's increased inventory of beautiful, timeless jewelry she will adore for a lifetime. And get 20% off during Bromberg's pre-Christmas sale Wednesday, December 1st and Thursday, December 2nd at Mountain Brook and the Summit. Make Christmas wishes come true with a silver Bromberg's box under the tree. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Sometimes it's not just losing the weight, but keeping the weight off. I'm Jim Dunaway, and I told you how Weight of Wellness helped save my life. They helped me lose 45 pounds. They got my blood pressure and cholesterol in check. And now they're helping me keep that weight off throughout the football and holiday season. You can see more online at aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. Every plan is individually designed. No contracts, no sign-up fees, and you get a free consultation. See it all on the website, aplanforme.com. Weight of Wellness, your journey to healthy living. At ERA King Real Estate, they're empowered by technology and driven by community. I'm Jim Dunaway, and my friends at ERA King have the most extensive training and the most innovative tools in the business. And they're opening their 10th office location in Central Alabama this month. To find your agent, text the word MOVE, M-O-V-E, to 35260. That's MOVE to 35260. ERA King Real Estate, growing to serve you.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Vulcan Tire and Automotive. 4 great locations right here in Birmingham. The team at Vulcan Tire and Automotive, they feel it's important for you to know they don't employ any salespeople or technicians that are incentivized with your commissions. When you are getting your vehicle serviced, the team is only incentivized to take care of you and your vehicle. That doesn't happen everywhere, but it does happen at Vulcan Tire and Automotive. Again, 4 locations right here in Birmingham, Hoover, Moody, Trussville, and Gardendale. For more information, Vulcan Tire and Auto.com.
Did you know there are many different causes to erectile dysfunction? Causes like a heart condition, diabetes, a reaction to medication, or simply low testosterone. I'm Jim Dunaway, and I'm so glad the Alabama Men's Clinic is right here in Birmingham. They've treated thousands of Alabama men for ED. And listen, men, this is one game you never want to be out of. And that's why the Alabama Men's Clinic staff will find the problem, and some of you will be back in the game the day after your first appointment. Set up that appointment by calling 205-598-7000, 205-598-7000, or go to the website, alabamamensclinic.com. As I told you, there are many reasons you could be having an ED problem, and you want to find out the answer. Most men wait years before they even address the issue with a doctor. Get rid of depression, get rid of anxiety, make a new connection with that special person in your life. Again, the number, 205-598-7000, or get back in the game at alabamamensclinic.com.
Back with you in Atlanta, about to hit the phones, the Pepsi hotline. But we're enjoying a nice 29-degree Bud Light. Brown said, do I feel inadequate when I order a short after LT orders a tall? I didn't until it came out. They don't usually look this short. I mean, look by comparison.
That's about half, right?
It is. It
Yeah.
looks different though. Looks different.
Hey, part of our show being brought to you by Brown's guy, Tom Beckby.
Jimmy, what old Tom Beckby did was try to find some good outdoor clothing. Couldn't find what he liked. He wanted something to look good in the field, good in the city. So he designed his own. Started with a jacket in 2015. It is now an entire line of time-tested, rugged material outdoor clothing. You can see it for yourself. Tom Beckby store right there in Mountain Brook Village, or go online, tombeckby.com. That's BECKBE, tombeckby.com.
Early 2000 humor here. Chad hanging out with us on the phones. Hey, Chad, how are you, man?
I got that, by the way.
I'm good. How about you guys?
I didn't get it. I didn't.
Hanging Chad. Here we
Oh,
go.
hanging Chad. Got it. What's up, Chad?
How are you, Chad?
Hey guys, hey, look, Auburn fan here, but the running theme for this week seems to be what is the path for Alabama to win this ball game? Am I correct?
I mean, I think in this market, yeah, I'm sure, or in Birmingham and Alabama, I'm sure that's the discussion. We're here in Atlanta. I'm sure they've been discussing it the other way, but yes.
Right. Well, and I think about something. I think it was LT who said it, and it was back when A&M beat Alabama. A&M is not played. They've not had a good season. That's obvious. It goes without saying. But they had enough talent, and I can't remember if you guys said it before or after or both, but they had enough talent to make that happen. There is no doubt that Alabama has the talent to make this happen. There's no doubt Alabama has the talent to win this and potentially have two pretty convincing victories in the playoffs. I think the path to winning, and I'm going to kind of go back with what Harp said yesterday. He said they're going to have to throw it a good bit. I kind of feel like Bama's going to have to get the ball out quick, and I think they may want to roll out Bryce Young a little bit. They don't seem to do that a whole lot. Running success will be limited, but if you look at what Auburn did against Mississippi State, Auburn ran some plays that State wasn't accustomed to that first couple of quarters, and it kind of kept State off balance. Auburn was able to have success. So I think if Bama shows Georgia some new things in the running game, I don't think Georgia will have a ton of running success because I think Bama's run defense is right there with them. I think Bama's had a tougher schedule. They've been more challenged. They're more prepared. I would not be surprised at all to see Bama win. I don't think it's going to be a convincing win, but I think I will not be surprised at all if Bama takes this.
Well, let me ask you. You see, there is a big owl walking down the street in Buckhead, by the way. I mean,
with a skirt.
With a skirt on. I guess it's Big Alice. I mean, I'm serious. It's someone dressed as Big Al. It's not the actual mascot, but it's pretty close. That is bizarre. I did not expect to see that today. Hey, so let me ask you this question because we just put this poll out. One of our viewers/listeners was here earlier. He's a big Auburn fan. We asked him this question. I was talking to an Auburn fan in Atlanta on the town last night, asked them this question. I've gotten the same exact answer from everyone. As a Auburn fan, who do you pull for in this game?
So I will tell you this. I always pull against my in-state rival, and I don't disrespect Alabama. Nick Saban is by far the best it's ever been. There'll never be another. But I don't care if they were playing all the demons of where. I'm gonna pull against my in-state rival.
So you're going demons of hell against Alabama, and you're going Georgia against Alabama.
Are you making a comparison?
Yeah, what's the point spread? Demons of hell versus Alabama.
Oh,
Alabama's got to be the favorite.
Well, Bama
right?
last year would have been favored.
Yeah.
It's probably close to a pick right now.
Yeah.
Hey, most Auburn fans would say Nick Saban couldn't coach both teams.
Wow.
Good one.
60-40 right now in the poll, Alabama fans. Here's the response I get a lot of, Chad, is both teams are super arrogant, but at least Alabama has a reason to be arrogant. And that's the response I've gotten a lot. But you go that you're going to pull for Georgia. So,
well, and I'm not one of those Auburn fans that hates Georgia. Just like I know you have the Bama Tennessee thing, which is not even a rivalry anymore. But I think one thing that has hurt is that Auburn has been so mediocre for so long that I don't get as passionate as I used to. I don't get as angry as I used to. I hated that loss last week. It hurt so bad, but I never expected to be that close. And I'm in that camp that. Hey, I'm happy that Auburn actually played over their heads. That was kind of nice, and it was fun to watch instead of the year before where it was 1,000,000 to nothing at halftime. So.
No, I hear you. I appreciate the call, Chad. I'll tell you. I'm remember saying Friday going into College Station. When we were saying, a lot of people were saying there was no chance Alabama could lose this game to Texas A&M, and I remember making that point that you have that roster that could play so good on a given night, up to their potential together on a given night. That's what made Texas A&M dangerous, and they did that. And one player, Calzada, played above his skill set. So, yes, I agree with Chad. There is potential if that roster plays up to everyone's A game for Alabama to be the better team on the field.
I just, go back to a conversation we had with Reese Davis, and I said, you look at Clemson in 18, LSU in 19, Bama in 20. We had some of the greatest college teams we've ever seen. Do you put Georgia in that category? And he said no, and I tend to agree with him. I mean, if Georgia runs through Bama tomorrow and then they do the same in the playoffs, then we could start to, have that conversation possibly. But I just don't think this is going to be a major upset. I right now, as we sit here, I think Alabama wins this game.
Oh, really?
I really do.
Whoa, there's breaking news. Lance Taylor going to Alabama.
The reservation is something you brought up a couple of segments ago, Dunaway. The lack of running backs and that offensive line. But if Bill O'Brien is earning his salary, you got to combat that with something.
You do. Tell me which one concerns you and more after Brownie tells us about the great folks at the Standifer Insurance Agency.
Listen, auto rates down 4 times in the past 12 months, so it is a great time to check out Standifer Insurance Group and see if they can save for you the way they are me. Get great insurance and save at the same time. You can do that. 205-664-3200, 205-664-3200, or StandiferInsuranceGroup.com.
Okay, so tell me which one concerns you the most, the running game injuries or the O-line problems just blocking anybody?
I think it's the running game, really. I mean, when you've only got one healthy guy back there, I don't think Brian Robinson is going to play. And it's such a drop-off right now. Trey Sanders, give him a lot of credit. Kid's playing with a ton of heart. But there's a big drop-off between B-Rob and Trey Sanders right now. The offensive line is what the offensive line is. And I don't think you can really control that. That kind of terrifies people when you look at Georgia, 41 sacks this year, second in the SEC. But more concerning for me, I would really feel good about this game if Brian Robinson was playing.
If he was 100%.
Yeah. The other Cowan Equipment poll is Alabama fans, what concerns you the most? 92% said offensive line, 8% running back depth.
Well, I'm in the minority.
Well, offensive line affects every portion of the offense. And running back depth, it affects the passing game as well. You can't say it doesn't.
You guys tell me the last time you remember a team playing for anything that had one running back. Because I don't know if you guys think he's going to play tomorrow. I don't think he's going to play.
Who, Brian Robinson?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I
do not.
I don't even think he can pull a Kerryon Johnson and give it a go. We'll see.
Just for imaging, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically why Kerryon Johnson was out there, to make you think he could hurt you when really he couldn't. And once Georgia figured that out, the game was over.
I would say this, that if he somehow can – not be a running threat, but could help in the blocking, just his mind of being back there so much, being good at picking up blitzes and stuff, that maybe he could do that. That would be good.
Well, yeah, but
you still got to be able to move.
You can't become predictable, though, that, when Robinson's there, it's a clear pass. I mean, if he's in there, you got to hand him the ball some.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't expect to see him. I think it'll be mostly Trey Sanders. But listen, he can be an Alabama hero, right? I mean, if Brian Robinson comes out and plays, he doesn't even have to have 100 yards. But the guy comes out and guts it out, and Alabama wins this game. I'm about to sound like Dunaway here, Lance. I apologize. You write his name in Crimson Flame. Isn't that what the fight song says?
Fight on. Fight on. We roll on here from our friends at Buckhead in Atlanta. 2 more segments to go. We've heard from Wimp, his picks, John Parker Wilson and John Mechie today. A couple of you great callers with thoughts on the game and Rockstars Playhouse, all that podcasted for you, over at nextroundlive.com, nextroundlive.com. I keep waiting for the Alabama mascot to walk back by. That was so confusing.
That was very bizarre. I've never seen one in a skirt to begin with.
Right.
And
that was a rough night for Alice.
I've never seen that. Was a bad walk of shame. Back down right in the middle of Buckhead.
Coming from a hole in the wall.
Yeah, walk of shame at 1:46 in the afternoon.
In Buckhead. Yeah, so about 7,000 cars passing.
We've all been there.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, more on the SEC Championship on the next round.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Banking isn't just about your money. It's about you. It's about getting help with what you need when you need it. AmFirst was founded for members just like you, and they've been putting those members first since 1936. Putting you first means services that grow and change with the times to serve you better. Now, every bank has their own app, but that's just it. It's theirs, not yours. The AmFirst app was made for you, so it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. You can even customize the app, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards that will make you feel like the number one priority you are. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you from AmFirst. Visit any AmFirst location or amfirst.org today. That's amfirst.org, America's first federal credit union, federally insured by the NCUA.
There are few things in life more important than getting a good night's sleep. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. I learned that after going to Sleep Outfitters and getting my sleep outfitting. What is an outfitting, you might ask? Well, I simply went to the Sleep Outfitters off Highway 280, sat down and answered just a few short questions, and in moments, they had me laying on a mattress in the store so I could pick it out myself. The delivery was so easy. They set it up right there in my home, and I have an amazing night's sleep every night, and my life is better because of it. You can get that same night's sleep by finding a location at sleepoutfitters.com. And right now, you could win a $1,000 MasterCard gift card from Sleep Outfitters. This is a special sweepstakes, and it is just for our listeners. So go to sleepoutfitters.com/Ryan to enter. That's sleepoutfitters.com/Ryan. This is exclusive to the Next Round audience, so go try to win. Discover more about Sleep Outfitters and how they can help you complete your personal sleep profile, and you can start sleeping better too, and you can sleep with a $1,000 MasterCard gift card in your pocket now. sleepoutfitters.com/Ryan.
Being a boot fanatic, I have found the perfect place to shop for the greatest selection of boots with brands like Lucchese, Ariat, Dan Post, Twisted X, Justin, and more. Hey, Tom Luganbill here, telling you Jack's Western and Outdoor Wear in Coleman is the place to go. Western boots, fashion boots, and work boots. Jack's has them all. Plus, a great selection of apparel and boots for the entire family. Jack's Western and Outdoor Wear is a one-stop shop for all your holiday gift-giving needs. Jack's Western and Outdoor Wear, I-65, exit 304. Just look for the big red building and follow Jack's on Facebook and Instagram.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by Cardinal Roofing, the Cardinal Rule for all your roofing needs. Your home for financing, one-day jobs, and more than 500 five-star reviews. Call Cardinal Roofing today, 205-900-ROOF, and mention The Next Round to receive $100 off your next roof replacement.
Say you had the greatest job in the world, which everyone knows is crafting pumpkin fresh frozen custard desserts at Culver's. Here would be your typical day. Pour farm fresh dairy into the custard maker and run continuously all day. Add real pumpkin puree and pumpkin pie spice, then craft our pumpkin spice shake or salted caramel pumpkin concrete mixer. Yum! Serve with a great big pumpkin lovin' smile.
Just like that, pumpkin's back at Culver's, but not for long. Welcome to Delicious.
What are some signs that you may have a low testosterone problem? Is your energy down? Have your workouts not been the same? Do you have problems sleeping? All of these or one of these could be a sign of a low testosterone issue. Whatever the challenge, the Alabama Men's Clinic has a solution for you. I'd invite you to come by the Homewood location, get a medical consultation and some blood work. And if you're medically advised and you start your low T treatments that day in the office, your visit is free. Well, the next question would be this: how do I set up the appointment? You can do it two ways. One, by calling 205-598-7000. That's 205-598-7000. Or you can go to the website, alabamamensclinic.com. There's other signs that you could have a low testosterone problem, like a change in your libido, or maybe you're suffering from depression. Whatever is keeping you from feeling 100%, it's time you find out the answer. Again, call the number 205-598-7000 or go online to alabamamensclinic.com.
Hey, for the best pizza in Birmingham for lunch or dinner, make it Slice. Go see the Bajalia brothers, Jeff, Jason, and Chris. Slice Pizza and Brew is as local as you can get, from the ingredients that go into every pizza to the beer on tap. Two great locations, Lakeview and Vestavia.
Again, we'll be on a little past the top of the hour here to make up for our late start earlier today. Part of our the ability to do that in our new format, to be late for work and not get fired like that. Gutter Cap is bringing you part of the show today. Our friends C. Stu and Gutter Cap wanted to take care of your home.
Yeah, it's a patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters, keeping out that debris. Eliminate the gutter cleaning forever. Back with a lifetime warranty, almost a 20-year service record in Birmingham. My friend Chris Stewart and Gutter Cap. Stay off the dangerous ladder forever. What was Grandpa's last words?
Quit shaking that ladder.
45% off the retail price right now. For more information, go to guttercapbirmingham.com or just call Chris Stewart now, 205-823-0700. 2212.
Justin Hokanson on 3 Sports reporting there are 3 finalists for the Auburn offensive coordinator job to replace Mike Bobo. We discussed one yesterday. The other 2 names we have not discussed.
Zach Miller was the guy yesterday.
Zach Hill was the guy yesterday.
Zach Hill, excuse
yes,
me.
the offensive